How's it going? This is Sean from Smile Empty Soul, and you are watching The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going.
You're here on the Anthony Rogers Show?
Whoa.
Hey, we're here with Fox from Dexter and the Moon Rocks at Rockville in Daytona.
What's up, y'all? It's Funny Man from Hollywood Undead, and we're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jared from your favorite band, Bowling for Soup. You're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Jake.
What's up? I'm JB. We're August Burns Red, and you're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey everybody, my name's Art. I'm Freddie. And we're Everclear. We're watching the Anthony Rogers Show right now.
What's up, good people? This is Jesse Beach from Killswitch Engaged, and we're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, I'm Ricky. Play guitar in Dead Heat.
What's up? I'm Chris. I sing in Dead Heat. Drums, Yogi, Dead Heat. What's up? I'm Taj. I play bass in Dead Heat. And you're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Go driving super fast.
Welcome to Rockville, North America's largest rock festival returns in 2025.
So, dude, so we're at Rockville. Like, what's going on, dude? Like, this is pretty cool.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jared from your favorite band, Bowling for Soup. You're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
And bring back Springsteen, Madonna. Way before Nirvana, there was U2 and Blondie. And music still on MTV. Her two kids in high school, they tell her that she's uncool, but she's still preoccupied. 1986.
So okay, Bowling for Soup's been like a staple in like pop punk for about 20 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
What is the secret to your like longevity and staying relevant?
Just being awesome.
That works well.
Yeah, that's what I tell bands. You know, like, what's the secret? Just don't suck. You know, like, just be really good at what you do. And yeah, no, I mean, I think honestly, I mean, it's a testament to the fans, man.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. It's a testament to the loyalty of the people who like our band. And, you know, I mean, most of our fans are lifers, you know, people that have been listening to us since they were kids, and now their kids are listening to us. And so I think that's a big thing. And then, you know, you have to stay, you know, as my friend Pam Grace from high school used to say, in tune with the toms. You got to stay in tune with, you know, you know, you got to content create. You know, there's a lot of aspects to it. It's not just about, you know, making music anymore.
Does having young kids help?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it. I mean, you know, I still do what I would do anyway, and they, you know, I think I embarrass them at times, but in a fun way. You know, like
I would love to embarrass my kids if I had any. I would probably get a lot of joy out of that.
Yeah, I mean, and it, you know, most of the time it's one of those things where they find the humor in it and they know what I'm doing. But yeah, I think it helps a little bit.
Is there like a song in your catalog you're like, I can't believe that was a hit?
I didn't think 1985 was going to be.
That's interesting.
No, I thought Almost was the song. I mean, and, you know, it was a hit, but I just thought, oh, Almost is the song. And we did 1985 after we had recorded the album. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's all right. You know, I mean, and now it's like our signature song. But
totally.
I had no idea that it would be, I mean, you know, like, we're lucky. You know, it's like Lit. You know, they have My Own Worst Enemy, you know, and Everclear has so many, and I'm just naming bands that are here, but Red Jumpsuit has their. When you're a band and you have that one song that's going to be around forever and ever and ever, you know, like, and we got one, and I would have never thought it was going to be that.
That's crazy. That's a huge song.
I mean, big, yeah.
It's almost as big as Stacy's mom.
Almost as big as Stacy's mom. I know.
My friend thought you were Stacy's mom.
I know.
Also.
Everybody does. Everybody does. It's like, you know, and it's. I mean, it's. Again, some of these lifetime fans think I wrote Stacey's mom. You know, it's like.
No, I was telling you you're up next for the interview. He goes, "Oh, Stacey's mom."
Yeah, Stacey's mom. That's a banger.
I told everybody that's so funny, man.
I love it.
You have more listens than Fountains of Wayne does at this point. You think on it?
I don't think so.
You released a version of it, like the.
We did. So after it started happening, you know, people started showing up to our shows and. Yelling Stacey's mom, but then like making shirts and making signs and just like, and then coming up to me in the grocery store going, I am Stacey's mom. And I'd be like, tell Stacey hello. I don't know, you know, what that as anyway. it started happening so much that I was like, iTunes was new, and I was like, you know what, guys, I can cuss, right? I'm like, fuck it, let's just record it, and we recorded it and released it in December of whatever year that was. I mean, long ago, and we did 8,000 downloads, like legal downloads on iTunes in 1 month.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's big.
yeah, and so it was crazy, and so, but anyway, I was friends. Adam passed away early in COVID, and but we were good friends. We wrote High School Never Ends together, which is a big one for Super Song.
Okay, yeah.
And so we were buddies, and when I sent it to him, this was his humor. He just answered me back, and he just goes, "It's so nice to hear our songs, but the vocals be in tune." And I was like, I love the self-deprecating humor. Like, you wrote arguably one of the greatest pop. Well, he wrote That Thing You Do, which I think is the greatest pop song. Yeah.
Wow, I
it's
love that song.
Greatest pop song ever.
That really is a great song.
It's so good.
I love the movie too. It's
oh
great.
my god, yeah, it's so good.
Is a band known for their humor and stuff like that? Is there ever time that you had to hold back laughing on in a situation like an interview or like on stage or something like that?
No, I mean, I pretty much show my cards everywhere. I'm pretty much me, no matter what. The good thing about being in a band that's sort of like known for the humor is that we sort of get away with a lot of stuff. I think a lot of times, certain bands would say certain things on stage or whatever, and people would be like, "Whoa," but with us, people are like, "Oh, it's just the fat guys from Texas. We're fine," nobody gives a shit,
I mean, how do you feel about political correctness in general? Do you think it's gone a little too far?
Of course, yeah. I'm a stand-up comedy fan, and so
it's good. It's killing comedy, dude.
It
We
really
both do
is.
stand-up.
Yeah.
Comedy sounds like
and my favorite comedians are Anthony Jeselnik and people that really just don't give a shit what anybody thinks.
You
And
seem so upbeat for such a dark comic.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, you seem like a really upbeat, good vibe guy.
Yeah.
If you say Jeselnik, that's crazy to me. That's interesting.
Yeah, Jeselnik is really like one of those dudes you just go, there's a lot of shit going on in that guy's mind. He is dark, but yeah, I mean, I just, that's my kind of humor, and so I remember he came up, this is funny, me and my wife took another couple that we were hanging out with for a while, and our kids were friends, and I was like, hey, we're going to go see Anthony Jeselnik, you want to go? Now, understand this, he's really offensive, and she goes, I mean, I'm cool as long as he doesn't do anything like about kids or anything.
Oh my God.
First 30 minutes is about dropping babies on that tour.
Oh
30 minutes on dropping babies, this poor woman was just, that's the last time we ever did anything with them. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, really trying not to laugh.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, it just, I like, so I do think, and it's, I hate it because I find myself watching what I say now, and I used to not have to do that.
Yeah.
And I hate that. But what are you gonna do?
I'm doing like the opposite. I think smoking a lot of weed, I was like very conscious of all that and everything. So now I stopped smoking weed, I'm just like way more unfiltered.
Yeah.
I do the opposite.
Good. I mean, you should be. We need more unfiltered people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Free speech.
Yeah.
What's your perspective on being like a family man and a rock star? It's a very rare thing, I think, in music. What's something I may not know about that?
Yeah, a lot of my peers had kids later,
Right.
and they're a lot of them were already in big bands. And I had my daughter. My daughter was born the day we got nominated for a Grammy.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it's like the day. She's a Grammy baby, right?
Wow.
And so her, I was still in the grind. And trying to be a dad, and it was before FaceTime and before all of that. So it's gotten a lot easier. Most of my drummer now has, my bass player has a 3-year-old at home, and so they FaceTime twice a day, and so he's there and being involved in it. So it's a decision that you have to make. Some people, I do a show called Rockstar Dad Show with Gary, and a lot of the dads that we have on are like, yeah, I fucked up. I wasn't around, my kids have forgiven me, or they haven't forgiven me, or whatever, and it's a conscious decision that you make, and I decided I was going to be there for my kids. And
you manage it well for a rock star. I think,
thank you.
You talked about your wife already, brought her out, and then you have kids, it's very rare in rock. It's usually a degenerate kind of thing. You seem like you have values. It's good to see that.
Yeah, man, I do, and I've obviously done the rock star stuff, know, I lost a life along the way, and but I hold the family stuff very, very near and dear. You know, and I'm proud of my children, and I'm proud of to be a married man, and I like my life, and I have a really good balance between the two. You know, I closed down a Hooters last night, but I'm still a dad.
What's the secret to managing both those
You just have to have the right mindset. You know, you have to put priorities.
Yeah.
That's the secret. Yeah, that's the secret is priorities, and values is what my therapist would say. You know,
That's rare these days.
Right?
Having some moral integrity.
Yeah, it's just what is it that you want in your life, and how valuable is that to you? You know, like yes, you could go out there and bang a bunch of chicks, but you're probably going to lose your wife, and your older kids are going to get pissed at you because of that, and then what? And then
bad example.
Now you're not. Now your youngest son isn't with you full time. You know, so you have to just keep that in mind. You know, and so yeah, and I got a lot of that out of my system. 53. I don't have the energy to be like a young soul. Thank you, brother. Thank you. But yeah, I don't have the energy to be a rock star anymore.
Well, I think if more people thought long term, they would be so degenerate.
Yeah.
Being a degenerate is a very short term thing.
Yeah, it's I assume it's like heroin, right? Like it's an immediate gratification, and you feel terrible after you do it. Yeah. You know, there's nothing about it after the fact. You don't, it's like you can't brag about debauchery.
Yeah,
really. I mean, you can, but you sort of look like a dick.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, right. And so it's like I don't know. You hear the stories of oh yeah, we destroyed this hotel room, and you're like, it sucks for the maid,
Yeah, who else is affected by that?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So funny, yeah.
You
never get that perspective.
Yeah, right.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying that I didn't destroy a few hotel rooms. Right. I mean, but it's not something that I'm proud of.
Right.
But
Speaking of that, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen or experienced on tour? Kind of typical question.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some shit.
I've seen some shit. You name it, I've seen it. I mean, I think the craziest thing I've ever seen is Hamburg, Germany. That place is wild. I mean, it is like there is no. It's like if the devil lives on the earth. He's for sure in Hamburg. It's like they have like an Amsterdam red light district and shit, but there's no rules. Like it's just the Wild West. Wow.
It's like, it's crazy there, but it's like Thailand. Thailand's the craziest place I've ever seen. Yeah.
You were in Thailand too?
We were in Thailand, and Gary, my drummer, we're just kind of standing there on the corner waiting for somebody to come out of a building, and he just goes, and some of these lady boys are the hottest chicks I've ever seen.
Oh my God!
And I was like,
damn.
Yeah, man. These dudes are some hot chicks.
These dudes are some hot chicks.
Yeah, I mean, man.
Wow.
But I go back to that. Thailand's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Thailand seems nuts. I haven't been to Thailand.
Because it's like you go in, every bar you go into, there's something else where you're just like, there's something I've never seen before, and it's a wild place.
What bands influenced you, what was your inspiration that made you want to be a rock star and want that life?
So it's funny that this is a funny question to get asked now because remember I'm an '80s kid, and so the rock stars of that year are like cartoon characters now because what got me into music was Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay.
And now he's like this, just sort of wee, his music's on Trolls 3. You know what I mean? It's like my kids know the words to Crazy Train.
Yeah.
And then the reason I started to play music, what I wanted to be a rock star is when I first saw Motley Crue on TV, and I saw Tommy Lee, and I'm like, I want to be Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
And there's another cartoon. That band is a cartoon of themselves now, or whatever. People are like, really? But yeah, no, I knew exactly.
the minute I heard Ozzy, I asked for a drum set, and then I saw Motley Crue, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
You play the drums also?
Yeah, I'm actually an educated drummer. So I played drums in school, actually took lessons. I'm a self-taught guitar player, so I play a lot of stuff wrong, but I do it fairly well.
Well, you tricked them. Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just it. I play wrong, but it sounds okay. So
no one can tell.
What's also new about your band? I think you've had the same crew for years.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Kind of like a family dynamic, I guess.
Definitely. Yeah, my crew are basically members of the band. Let's say if somebody invites us to go do something, they're like, yeah, man, you guys can just jump in our car. I'm like, oh, well, there's 9 of us. So like, and we'd be happy to go. We want that, but I'm not going to go if everybody can't go.
Right.
It's always been like that. It used to be, when we were a bit of a smaller organization, it would be like, hey, if we're getting shoes, everybody gets shoes. Like if we're getting clothes, everybody gets clothes. But there's between 9 and 11 of us now, and so I get it. I'm not as strict about that. Like we've all got sunglasses coming from this new company or whatever, and I didn't make them get the crew sunglasses. but yeah, no, I treat everybody like they're one of us. Everybody's equally as important. We eat off the same plate. We drink from the same refrigerator, and everything. We stay in the same hotels. We sit on the same airlines.
It's so important.
Sounds awesome.
It's like whatever you put out is what you get back.
Yeah. I mean, they care. I mean, they care as much as we do. And it's I understand that the product that we're about to put on that stage isn't just. It may start at my kitchen table with an idea for a song, but it's everybody. It's everybody to get it here, to get it up there, and to present it. It takes the whole team.
What is your process for writing these relatable hits? Like, I mean, what is your kind of process like?
I write like I talk. So, and I grew up listening to country music, and so I love telling stories.
Yeah.
And so I'm a storyteller, and I also think something that's a little bit different about me than a lot of people is I enunciate really well. And I'm a
people
stickler
know what
for
saying.
People know what I'm saying.
So you must hate mumble rap. I'm sorry, I literally cannot say.
It's not my favorite
What the fuck are they talking about? I can't understand.
It's not my favorite. No.
What is the point of this?
It's funny that you said Ozzy was your inspiration and you enunciate.
Right, I know, right? Yeah.
He used to be able to enunciate somewhat, right?
Yeah. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, actually, you can't understand. But he seems like he talks. You can't understand
Very
what he
true.
says.
Yeah.
Do you have like an anchor, like to keep you like grounded in all the success you've experienced? Like,
well, I mean, again, having a crew that is there all the time to hold you, I don't know what it is. I've never really felt like I'm above anybody. I've just never had that. I don't have that in me. I don't know what it is.
I'll notice that.
But I level of humility.
Oh my God! Yeah, I
just staying successful. Because if you're a dick, everyone's gonna be like, "That guy's an asshole."
Yeah.
I don't really want to work with him. I don't want to help him. Like,
I know. And sometimes when the dicks make it in the industry, I'm always really surprised. Like, how the fuck did they get through the door?
It's a talent to humbleness ratio. The talent supersedes how you can be that.
I guess you'll put up with
longevity.
this.
You're not gonna have a guy like you decades in the career that I feel like you're gonna have temporary success in it.
Yeah, I honestly, I treat everybody as if, honestly, it's just the age-old shit, right? It's all like the easy rules that we learned growing up. You treat everybody like you'd want to be treated, And, I was lucky enough to meet some musicians when I was a kid that we had a club that would do matinee shows. So the bands would come and they'd play the bar on Friday and Saturday nights, and then they'd play again on Sunday. And you got to go as a kid, and they were all so nice and kind. And these are dudes, that dressed up like Motley Crue and Poison, and they were all really, really nice to us and stuff. And I was very lucky to have experienced that, because even Pantera back in the day, when they were still a glam band, they were really kind and nice to you when you talk to them and stuff. And so I think that's always just been in my head, because I remember every one of those interactions. Yeah. And so I say this to my crew all the time too, hey, when we walk into a place, when we leave there, I want them to tell everybody that we're their favorite band that's ever been there.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 9, that happens. Because my crew are kind to people. They help them, you know, like they if there's something broken, they fix it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing.
I hear a lot of positive stories about your fans. Like they'll say like you like made your day, give them a pass up front, or come backstage, whatever terminology. Like you made a lot of people's days like by reaching out to them and just talking to me in person. Really.
Yeah.
We'll never
I hear a
forget
lot of
that.
stories
It
about that.
sticks with them for life.
That's the thing.
You know what I mean? And I feel like, oh man, I don't know what to say. Just being genuine and kind is like, there's nothing worse than meeting your hero and being disappointed and finding out that they're a piece of shit. It kind of ruins your whole idea of who you thought they were.
I definitely wouldn't like that. Yeah, I would not. That's another thing. So like the band guys, I'll say, you know, I remember every musician I've ever met.
Yeah.
So it's not lost on me that most people that meet me are going to remember that.
Yeah, totally.
But I wouldn't even say that I have to really put on a face. It's just who I am as a person.
Yeah.
If you ask, you know, my tour manager who's standing right over there, you ask him, like, he spends more time with me than probably anybody except my wife. And I'm like this all the time.
You seem authentic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, you know, like, I get tired. You said I look exhausted. I'm exhausted right now. Yeah, I closed down a Hooters for real last night.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. And, I mean, they have delicious wings, guys.
Yeah.
And,
wings there?
yeah, I've heard.
Whoa.
But, yeah. No, but, yeah, man, I think that's a big part of it.
Speaking of food, like you do Chuck E. Cheese, and I love their pizza.
It's
like,
so good.
You're Chuck E. Cheese, and I love Chuck E. Cheese and pizza.
I'm telling you, it's people that talk bad about that pizza they're full of shit.
They have no idea what you're talking about.
They haven't tried it. They're you know what I mean? Like they're just like, oh, it's got to be bad. It's so good.
I love it. I legit
Who
love
cares
it.
if it's in a child's casino?
How does that work being Chuck E. Cheese? You like pre-record everything, I assume, and like it's not live, I think. So you just like it's like voice acting, I guess.
It's voice acting. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the same thing I do for Phineas and Ferb, or I do a bunch of toy commercials during the Christmas time, and I do like you know those jib jabs on the you like send somebody on 4th of July, like I do those sometimes.
The cards go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do some of those sometimes, and so I'm a voice actor as well.
Very cool.
I'm not like super active anymore. Like I don't like go do auditions and stuff because it's a super saturated world.
Oh, okay.
When I first started, it was sort of taboo for A-listers to do it, and now because my voice is so high, I basically I have to beat Charlie Day or Jack Black, you know, and I'm like, I'm never going to beat those guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're the best at what they do, and so it just isn't worth it. You know, I know I'm not going to win.
Yeah, that's a crazy variety to career. It's awesome. Like, how long have you been the voice of Chuck E. Cheese?
15 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So they saw those animatronic things?
I think only one store still has those.
I used to love those things.
Those were
Me too. That was my favorite
Those were
thing.
kind of honestly.
What, you loved it as a kid, but now you're Chuck E. Cheese?
I am telling you, it was my favorite thing.
That's crazy. You don't do that.
I could sit there and watch those animatronics
They're awesome.
the
They're
whole
awesome.
time. And I loved it so much. But now the mouse is more animated now. So like he's on the screen. He's on the
Oh,
screen.
okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm over this.
He's you know, I mean, it's because, you know, this is the thing, is because of our phones and things like that, and kids, their attention spans, they can't just sit and watch. You know, I imagine like the puppet industry is really hurting right now.
Oh my god! What was the last time you saw a puppet show?
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't even think that Kermit could really just sit there on a screen and hold their attention. There's no way that could be a thing.
That's why they canceled it.
Yeah, there's no way. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
They can do reels. They get in the real game.
Exactly.
Big Bird needs some reels.
Yeah, like that's just it, right? You know, what was the website before Reels? And everything was like 15 seconds, 7 seconds, or whatever.
Oh, Vine.
Vine.
Oh my god! What does it happen to Vine?
You got bought out.
Twitter bought it and just closed it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I used to love Vine.
I know, it's so great. Yeah. Me and my daughter, she was like 8 or so back in the Vine days. She's 22, just graduated from college.
Nice.
I know, but we loved making Vines, and so
She's my biggest fan. She watches my TikToks and comments on them and stuff.
Nice.
You have, like, going national, I mean international really, but speaking nationally, like, what are some good like barbecue spots like throughout the United States? Like, what are some spots that you know about this traveling stuff?
Well, first of all, when you come to Dallas, you need to go to Tinder.
Okay.
Because it's freaking great.
Tinder?
Like Tinder. It's
Like
called.
the dating app?
No, it's a barbecue place called Tinder.
That's what the app is, I swear. I swear it's for barbecue, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. But yeah, Austin is really the spot, man,
Nice.
for barbecue. I mean,
Austin, okay.
Austin is and then there's a place. Dave, what's the place that I played? It starts with the SH. The barbecue place. It's like your favorite.
Shooters? Not Shugs.
No,
Schubert's?
Shoopers or something. I'm gonna text you this.
Okay.
Because you have to try it.
Okay.
It is so flippin' good. It's like in the middle of nowhere, Texas, like south of Waco, right?
Yeah, it's around Waco.
Yeah.
Okay.
And holy shit, is it good?
I'm gonna have to.
Like you make a fool of yourself there. You know, like you just walk out going, "I'm embarrassed." You know,
I'm embarrassed.
You're out of Nashville, right?
No, I live in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the Texas one. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes. So you know the theories behind barbecue, right? So Texas is all about the meat.
Yeah.
Kansas City's all about the sauce.
Yeah.
And Memphis is about the rub. And then the Carolina is about like the vinegar and stuff like
What's
that.
your favorite Kansas City spot?
Kansas City, I don't really have a favorite spot there, but I eat it. You know?
Joe's?
Is that good?
I like those ones. And then like, I'm trying to think where else. I love Memphis barbecue. It's my favorite.
Memphis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even like Gill Street has like piggies.
Yeah.
The whole place smells like bleach, but like the food's so good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now though, it's hard because you don't know whether to get hot chicken or go to barbecue. You know, when you're you know, because the hot chicken is so big and like all of Nashville and Memphis. And
That's
stuff.
what I was going to ask about hot chicken next because I thought you're from Nashville. It's you know, like, what's the best hot chicken you've had?
Man, I like actually. So it's and you know, you mentioned like, you know how like, so you seem like a kind of guy that likes like cheap pizza, right? Like me too. Me too, right? So like, it's like the more gourmet it gets, you're just like, it's. I mean, all pizza's good. But
the portion's too small. I'll go like this 360 bar, so like that's like this tiny burger.
Yeah.
Like that was like $30 for a tiny burger.
Yeah.
Like I like gourmet sliders though. Like
I do like some
St. Louis
sliders.
is like a good spot there. Like $6 sliders are like really good. I love that one.
I have a theory about burgers. I think they taste better smaller. I don't know why. You know, like sliders are freaking good.
They're so good. I had sliders at Hooters actually before I came out here too. I had a Hooters downtown in St. Louis before I came out here.
We had the sliders last night, me and Rob. I got the quesadilla, and he got the sliders, and then we do split skis, so we can have two different things. So we divide it up.
That's awesome. Dude, is there anything to throw out here that we maybe not brought up or that you want people to know or something before we get out of here?
Hey, go follow Bowling for Soup everywhere. We got new music coming out. We got a live album, a pop punk covers record coming out, and new music. And follow me everywhere, JARET2113, or I'm on TikTok as Jarrett Reddick, and you can check out my country band as well. And
nice.
You know, and these guys are awesome.
Oh.
Unfollow me and follow him.
Dude, you're in the million category now.
I know.
It's about you. It's about you.
It's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Unfollow me and follow him. Right?
We have too many followers.
He's in the million club.
Well, thank you for your time, man.
Thank you,
going
man.
backwards in your career and being on this show. I appreciate the charity.
It's the least I could do.
He's actually on probation for signing his papers. It's part of his probation. Thanks for it, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
How's it going? This is Sean from Smile Empty Soul, and you are watching The Anthony Rogers Show.
Your lyrics often hit on alienation, mental health, and society's dark side. Are those your biggest inspirations today?
I think so. I mean, you know, those are topics everybody deals with, so it's a relatable thing to write songs about. You know.
Do you write songs more to vent or to connect with people, or both?
Vent, definitely vent. Yeah.
And you're one of the bands that stayed like DIY for a long time. Like, what's the biggest lie you were told about making it in the music business?
Well, the biggest lie. I don't know about lies, but I don't know if I would call it making it what we've done either. You know, we've been able to do some things, but we're still on a kind of lower level. I almost don't even really consider us part of the music industry at this point. We do music, but we aren't really incorporated in a lot of music industry things or ways. You know, we're label-less, and you know, I'm our manager, and we mostly do our own tours, so we're kind of like just kind of doing our own thing. You know,
you're like the only humble rock star.
Well, I don't know about rock star once again, but I appreciate it.
Was there a time you ever thought Swampy Soul was like done for good?
I mean, there were definitely times. You know, there's been a lot of hardships doing this, and you know, as dark and hard as things have gotten at times, I knew we could keep going. It's just how hard you want to work.
I can't do anymore. How has your songwriting evolved from the first album to now?
I mean, I think it's just matured, you know, lyrically and musically. You know, just, as you do anything in life this much, you kind of grow and learn and evolve. And I mean, we still sound like the Smile Up You Soul from back in the day, but I just think we've matured a lot.
When you're writing, do you think about how it'll hit live?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I want the songs to translate from record to the stage. Some don't, and then we just end up not playing them ever, and that's not good either. So,
is it more about that, or like what feels right in the moment, like for you writing?
I mean, you just kind of take everything into consideration all at once, or you try to. You know, it's like I said, you want the songs to translate to the stage, but at the same time, there have been songs that I've written that I knew wouldn't be in the live set, but still were just cool in some other aspect, and I still track them.
You've done a lot of acoustic stuff, like online and like shows like that. Do you prefer like a raw, stripped down performance, or the big like electric vibe you guys do?
Both are fun in kind of different ways. It's fun to do an acoustic thing after you've been doing a lot of full band stuff, just to change it up, change the pace. So I appreciate them both for different reasons.
Your first album had like massive mainstream success. How do you look back on that now, with like everything you've done since in hindsight?
You know, that was so long ago that it's like almost a different lifetime. So, you know, I've settled into the fact that we'll never have that kind of corporate backing ever again. So we'll never be in those places that we were in. And I look back fondly at what we had at one time, but I'm also, you know, happy with what we're able to do now.
Is there like a song that like fans still love and scream and stuff that you secretly wish you never had to play again?
All of them, yeah. All of the old ones. No, I enjoy playing all of our songs, but I mean some of the songs from the beginning that we have to play every night. You know, sometimes it's not the funnest to play because you've just done it so much, but at the same time, those songs receive good response, so it's great in that sense. You know.
How do you define success now versus when you first started out?
Paying the bills, getting those paid.
If Smile Up Your Soul was starting like in 2025, what would you do differently?
I wouldn't even. The way that you make it now is so different than the way that you made it back then. I wouldn't even be able to do it. Everything now is just based on being able to work social media, and I'm a dinosaur and really bad at that. So back in the day, it was all about. Back in the day, it was all about playing live, building a fan base, handing out demo tapes. Believe it or not, that's how old we are. And then trying to get that music to you know, a label or somebody that can sign you and get a record deal. These days, you have to build so much on your own via social media. I wouldn't be able to do it. So,
super honest. What's a crazy show experience or fan experience that still sticks with you today, like out of all the years you've been doing this?
Fan experience? Well, one time, way back in the day, I got a call from my dad, and he told me that he had just talked to my ex-girlfriend on the phone for 45 minutes and that she was pregnant with my kid and going to have the baby. And he called me. We were about to do an acoustic radio performance, and I was just like, oh my God, like my world was freaking out. So then after the radio performance, I called my ex-girlfriend. I was like, what the fuck? And she was like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. And so as we kind of peeled back the layers to figure out what had happened, it was this weird psychotic fan of the band that had gotten my drummer's mom's phone number and my dad's phone number and had been actually calling my drummer's mom for like weeks, having these long conversations with her, and then called my dad and had that conversation with him. And then after, I think she called my dad again, and my dad busted her and told her he knew, and then she said she was coming to one of my shows and was going to kill me. So
that's fucking
that one always
crazy.
stands out.
Yeah, I bet. How do you deal with that? Like,
I mean, you just try to laugh it off, I guess.
That's nuts, dude. Like, what's something about you wish, or what's something about you people would be shocked to know?
I mean, I'm basically a hermit. I don't like to go out to big crowds, be around a lot of people. Like, I don't go to shows unless I'm playing the show,
That is crazy to think about. How you just like play for like a bunch of people here, and then like, you don't even like being around people.
On stage is different than being in the midst of all, rubbing elbows with a bunch of people. It's difficult for me to do. So.
Do you still get nervous?
Not really. I used to get nervous in the very beginning, but I mean, we've been doing this for 22 years now, so not too much.
If you could collaborate with anybody, alive or dead, who would it be?
Collaborate? I don't know. I mean, I never really thought about that too much.
That's an honest answer, of course.
I guess Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell?
Yeah.
Cool. Would you prefer to collaborate with him alive or dead?
Dead.
Oh, what's the biggest misconception about you?
I don't know if there are misconceptions, but I don't think people talk about me or think about me too much. So,
do you believe in the American dream?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do this here. I don't think you can do this in Iran. So, glad to be here.
That's awesome. What do you think happens after we die?
I think our spirit lives on. I think that there are other planes that our spirit ventures to. I hope,
Do you have anything you want to say that I didn't bring up that you want to tell people watching this?
Check out our music. We got tons of it. More than most people realize, because we don't have that corporate push behind us and haven't for a very long time. So hit up our Spotify and all those other spots and check out our catalog, because it's extensive.
Your favorite song, in my opinion, is Vultures. That's like my favorite song. I think I've told you that before. Like, what was going on when you wrote that song?
We were in the midst of a battle with our record company, our original record company, and it just felt like we had released one record that was so successful, and then things kind of turned sour, and it just made me feel like all these people that you kind of thought you formed friendships with are not true, Those friendships aren't really friendships, and it's just a business, and that inspired the song.
I'm backstage in the media lounge interviewing rock bands, so suck my dick.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going.
You're here in the Anthony Rogers show?
Show.
So we have some awesome fucking questions to ask you. You guys look absolutely incredible.
I know, I'm sexy.
And terrifying at the same time.
Drop dead sexy.
You're like, I woke up like this.
Yeah, that's how I do. Rolled out of bed. When GWAR coffee.
When GWAR finally conquers Earth, what's the first law you'll pass?
Laws? We're gonna pass laws. We're gonna make that mistake. Pass gas. Yeah, both things.
First laws are no laws.
There'll be a bowl
That is actually the correct answer, so thank you for that.
There'll be a bowl at the door. Leave what you got, take what you need. That's pretty much what we're going to do. It's going to be it.
Which human celebrity is the most deserving of public execution?
Donald J. Trump.
Yes.
Yeah, that one warmed
What's that black band doing?
That's my right band. We pick up little kids,
Don't put that on video.
If aliens land at a GWAR show, would they join the band or run in terror?
Oh, no, they run. Oh, yeah.
We have still
There
have
are some
few
friends. There's a few friends. We pissed a lot of people off, right?
It would probably be an immediate bloody battle on stage.
Yeah, most
We
likely.
would win.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of
And then we
course.
would take it out on the crowd.
Yeah.
That's an amazing answer. What's the worst smelling thing you've ever thrown at a crowd?
Rosar's underwear.
Yes.
Nice. Wow.
Yes. After he soiled it multiple times, he also ejaculated into it on the way out to the crowd. I think that's what happened. He ejaculated and undergarments flew out.
It sucked up his
Shot out.
asshole. And then a week later, he was like, "What the?
Oh.
Pooh!"
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
it hit a poor kid right in the face.
Wow.
Face just
A child.
melted. It was
Yeah.
just nothing but skull and eyeballs and his tongue going.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, but he made it. He
He
made
was
it.
still.
He's still alive.
He stayed.
Stayed.
Not a bunch of merch.
Yeah. No face, got a lot of merch. Good.
Okay, GWAR's been around for decades. What's the secret to staying this creative and insane for so long?
Just clean living. Eating our vegetables.
Yeah.
Your vegetables? Got it. Okay.
Eating our Wheaties, doing our push-ups, getting up at 6 a.m.
12-ounce curls.
Yeah, curls. Lots of curls. Lager curls.
And then just onto the curls.
Yeah, under the curls.
And baby meat.
Baby meat, fresh.
Baby, oh,
Human
okay.
veal.
Fresh stem
Note
cells every day.
that. Write that down. Baby meat.
Fresh
Okay.
stem
I'll
cells.
have to.
Human veal,
I'll have to
especially
come back to that.
trailer park babies.
Sure.
Because they eat a lot of bad junk food.
Yeah, they're very sugary and sweet.
You're like crack babies, dumpster babies, like pretty much.
Well, crack babies are real skinny,
They're
not like meat,
They're
but you get that crack.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
sort of
I mean
high.
that's also kind of.
So it's like if you're hungry, go for a fat baby.
And in
If
Florida,
you're high,
you know,
eat
the
crack
crack's pretty
baby.
fun.
Yeah,
So,
there you go. It's crack. It's good.
crack central.
They're easy to open. You pull the head off.
Do you ever worry that people miss the satire because of all the gore and chaos?
We don't satire.
I'll have to ask Anthony about
We're
this.
just gonna
these
keep
questions.
killing everybody.
No, they see satire where there is no satire, and then they miss entirely the satire that is there.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
we wholeheartedly don't give a shit.
That's the best answer, I think. Thank you for that. What's the most effed up thing a fan has brought to a show or thrown on stage?
Ooh, is it the baby shark?
Baby shark.
They got a literal baby shark.
Yeah, do a baby shark at it.
Oh my god.
Like a real baby shark.
There's been cups of urine.
Comes a urine.
Wow.
Bags of feces.
Straight up golden shower.
Bags of
Like,
feces.
you're like, normally I charge for that, but thank you.
Flatus caught a full-on loogie right in the mouth one time.
God, that's upsetting.
I jumped off stage and beat him down.
Oh my God.
Dad was spitting on me.
That is rude.
I warned him. I said, one more time, I'm going to come down there. And he couldn't, and I saw he couldn't resist, and he spit on me. And I whooped his ass.
Wow. That
It was
must have
glorious.
been humiliating.
It was
and
glorious.
amazing.
And then he came back, and we ended up hanging out all night, and he bought
And he's
beer.
We are in here. Hey!
His face was all fucked up. I felt bad about that bad.
But did you feel that? I'm like,
Enough to
did you
get a
feel
beer
that?
out of him.
I felt bad that he showed up and I had to hang out with him.
Oh my
But
god.
he made it better with beer.
Yeah, he bought a
He
case and a
bought
half of
beer,
beer.
so there was that.
So we ran out and he went and got some.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well,
Okay.
thank you guys so much.
Thank
for
you.
coming on
Thank
the
you.
Rock
Thank
Show.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Oh, give me a nice. Whoa! What is all this garbage? You guys doing something without me over here? Come on! Typical. Get out of here, Teacup Kid, man.
The dolphin rape came that way.
Yeah,
oh my God!
He's actually got a dolphin girlfriend named Dolly.
I don't talk about Dolly.
Did you know the shark that was thrown on stage?
We didn't know the shark was thrown on stage.
You could smell it.
It was dead.
You could smell it. It was dead. It was very. Gross.
I mean, we did have sex with somebody. It was dead.
I mean, as long as it was dead, I guess it didn't
I fucked up and went through the wrong end. And,
oh my! It didn't say anything.
I have scars.
Hey, we're here with Fox from Dexter and the Moonrocks at Rockville in Daytona. Okay, so a couple quick questions. I was reading a little bit about you. I find it really interesting. So you were teaching baseball at a Christian school?
Close. I played baseball at a Christian school called Abilene Christian University.
Got it.
And then I sucked so bad at that, they politely asked me to stop.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you know what? You're right. So then I went. It was Division I, to be fair. So then I went and I taught baseball as like a side job to make money because I was super bored. And then I went to law school. I graduated a year early, went to law school, dropped out immediately.
You're like, fuck this shit.
Well, because the band started taking off, and I was like, I don't really want to read contract law while I can go play music, and that's way more fun.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. So, like, what are your spiritual beliefs? Are you still Christian? Like, what are your beliefs about spirituality, God? Like,
that's interesting. I'm a universalist. I think the church is really productive for people who need like structure and community, and I think you can find that in plenty other. I think you can find that in Islam. I think you can find it. I think you can find it anywhere. Yeah. Just as long as like you have something that grounds you and makes you feel comfortable, then I'm kind of like, hey, all power to you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my friend ordained me in the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Oh my God!
So I was so you can only legally marry someone if you're a pastor in the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster in New Zealand.
That's amazing.
So if you're ever in New Zealand and you need someone to marry you, I'm your guy.
That's really funny. My stepdad growing up was super atheist. And so he told me all about the Flying Spaghetti Monster. And then on my dad's side, he was Christian. So, I ended up being a witch.
That works.
In between, I still have a relationship with God and, Jesus But I believe that there's truth to every religion.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's really one that's right. I think they're all right. I think God is quantum. He could be all of them simultaneously.
Sure. Yeah.
So how did your spirituality influence your music career at all, or like was that just something that you were like, this is what I want to do?
I mean,
and just kind of followed your dreams?
I think I owe a huge debt of gratitude to like the church I went to. Shout out Arbor Lawn United Methodist Church in Fort Worth, Texas, because they gave me a place to play every Sunday.
Yeah.
So
that's
that's how I learned how to play drums.
Wow,
was
so cool.
at my youth group when I was in 6th grade. I joined from 6th grade to senior year of high school.
Okay.
Because that's how long the youth group, if you went to college, they were like, leave, you're old. Go to normal church. And so, so I would play 4 songs every Sunday.
Nice.
And that taught me a lot of how to keep time, how to write a song,
perform in front of people.
Yeah, wow. And so that was like a huge part, because if I didn't have that, because I taught myself how to play drums, so I wouldn't have had any other way to experiment and try anything like that. So it was a huge help. Yeah.
That's really cool. Wow, that's awesome. So how many festivals have you done?
Man, probably 7.
Okay.
We're we just started doing festivals last year.
Okay.
So still, I think we've only been together for 2.5 years as Dexter and the Moonrocks.
Right.
So still kind of a new band. This is our first time playing a festival in Florida. First time we played ACL, I proposed to my fiance, which was pretty cool because we're from Texas. So that was a big festival for us.
Yeah. She headlined the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
No, she's not. We headlined a stage, so that was super awesome.
Wow, that's so cool.
And so I proposed to her after we played.
God. Wow, that's really special.
But we're still hoping to do we haven't done La La yet. We haven't done Bonnaroo. I really want to do Innings and Rocklahoma and some other. So there's some cool ones, but it's pretty cool to be here for the first time at Daytona Speedway doing that.
Yeah. So how's it feel having manifested your dream and being actually being able to play on stage for thousands of people?
It's pretty fucking sick, man. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's
pretty
awesome.
cool. beats teaching kids baseball. Even though I love kids and I love baseball, and I can't wait to have kids of my own and teach them and do that whole thing. But
If there's any like kids or young people watching right now, what are some words of advice for people who want to either do what you do or just people that want to follow their dream and
oh man,
be successful?
Yeah. 90% of life is just showing up. So if you just show up and do it, if you're scared, do it scared. I know it's so cliche, but like if you just try to get 1% better every day, eventually it's gonna work out. There's a great American aquarium song, and it's the harder you work, the luckier you get, which is the most true shit of all time. What is it? It's I got you with another cliche. Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. I'm full of them. I just got a bunch of coach speak. So yeah, there you go.
Well, before we wrap up, thank you again for interviewing with me. Is there anything you want to promote, plug, any new music, any new tours? Or
Yeah, we just released an EP called Happy to Be Here. It's got 6 songs, super amazing. We're on tour all over the place this entire year. We have headlining dates on the West Coast. We're playing Warped Tour. We're headlining a stage in Richmond at Iron Blossom Festival.
That's so cool.
And we're also opening for the Red Clay Strays, Cage the Elephant, and Whiskey Myers.
Cool. And what's your social media handles?
At @the_moonrocks.
Cool.
So you can find us on all platforms there.
Awesome.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Peter.
We're Candlebox, and you're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Thanks again for going back with me for here. I appreciate it.
No problem.
This is kind of a typical question about like Far Behind. We'll get to the question. Like, when you wrote Far Behind, did you know that was going to be a hit, or was that just like another song you at the time?
I think we knew it was special. I mean, it's the first day that Marty, our bass player, came to try out for the band. Our last bass player, Harry, left, and so Marty came in and he rocked that lick as a bass line. And it's like just reading a guitar part. So we just kept working on it. Jam out for about an hour.
Yeah, he had the bass line, and we just sat around dinking around. And so Scotty had a beat. I started fiddling with the guitar parts, and was like, "Oh, that melody's good. Let's start the song with that." And it just kind of happened.
And we happened to be in Mother Love Boat's old rehearsal studio, and Andy was a friend of mine.
What's that about?
So I read that. So initially the lyric was how Andy had to meet a church band, because the song's written from the perspective of Harold.
Okay.
So obviously after he passed, so it's kind of just a way to say, hey, this person was really, really special. And so yeah, I think we knew it was a special song. I don't know if until it was done, that we knew it was going to be somewhat, if it had a chance at it. We had all of our friends saying, dude, that song. And every time we would play it live, at every show, you just see people go, what is this? Because it was a different song for that era of music out in Seattle. We're very much like a Journey type of band. Like we have that arena rock sweetness to our music, and also dark, great riffs, and that wasn't something that was happening in Seattle. So I think it really stood out, and that's when we probably knew that, okay, we've got a really special song.
Did you know somebody would be asking you a question about that 30 years later?
I love that it is. Thank God.
That's awesome, though. Yeah,
it's great. I mean, it's literally you pinch yourself every day when you're in this position, because we're going to play for 30,000 people today. I don't know.
That's 100 to 200,000 people.
Well, I hope at our set time they're all here, but
depends on what state. Yeah.
But that's a great fucking thing for us.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that, for ourselves, and proud to be the band we've been.
What time are you guys on today?
3:35.
45. Very cool. Did you what do you think was like your secret to lasting this long in the industry? Like when a lot of people, 1, never make it, and 2, like don't last. You know what I mean, like, what do you think is your secret to like success and longevity? I guess.
It's the music, and
right, good song.
Kevin's kept the band alive when it fractured there. So really, the fuel to the whole machine is that push road. It just keeps it going. Fortunately, thankfully.
Yeah.
And, we're super blessed that this has happened to us.
That's very humble.
Yeah, it's like you dream about it when you're a kid, right? Every band, everyone's going to say the same thing, but when it actually happens, you're not prepared for it, and you're thrown into this world that you have to learn to live in. And if you can't stay focused on what it is that got you there, you lose direction. And I think for us, is even though we had missteps here and there, we continued to make the music that we make, and we had the break between 2000 and 2006 because of everything that was going on with Maverick and Warner Brothers and trying to get out of that deal.
You signed the docs, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we were the first band. So going through all of that, we had to kind of sustain ourselves as a band, and so we went and worked on different projects. But we continued to stay focused on what Candlebox was in the hopes that it would come back at some point. So when it did in 2006, when that stuff came out, we were able to reignite that kind of moment for ourselves. And I think that was really kind of one of the things that allowed us to continue through 2000 and to up to today is that Best Of record, because people had kind of forgotten about the band. So when it came out, and I know it sold very well. So maybe that's kind of what allowed us to kind of get back out here and do this. But then again, it's always been on live shows really, really good. So we keep people interested in the show. We throw weird songs here and there. We try to keep it interesting for ourselves as well. So maybe that's what.
Have you guys ever had a moment on stage where this isn't going well?
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding me?
There's some stories on that.
We had a show at Mud Island in Memphis, and Pete just lost his mind because we had a monitor guy that was just fucking show.
He's just an asshole.
And we were on, so Blur's on the show with us.
Oh, well,
Blur, it was that band, the singer just died from in hospice. One guy told me the world is going to.
Oh, the
Smash Mouth.
Yeah,
Smash Mouth.
Blur, Fiona Apple was really weird. We were the headline. And this guy was just, I don't know if he was drunk with our monitor feedback, and he just completely destroyed the stage. Because it just went that bad. Like, it was like he went first for his cabs, then he went to the drums, and then Damon Albarn's over there going, like, he loved it. And the Smash Mouth kids that wanted to fucking fight.
He's ready to kill me.
Our manager was John Reese, this big guy who used to work for Guns N' Roses. He's like, he just settled down, kid. And Pete he took the whole stage out.
You look hard to piss off.
Well, back then, tequila was involved.
Okay.
So,
Tequila, she's a yeah.
What kind of tequila you drink?
I don't drink it anymore.
What did
Long gone. Whatever was there, really.
Oh,
Cuervo, whatever.
Are you in recovery or just?
Yeah, I haven't had a drink in 23 years.
Awesome. We were just talking about recovery.
Oh, good for you. You're lucky you didn't die.
I am lucky to be here.
Yes.
Honestly, the fact that I've almost died so many times is beyond me.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
How is trauma, pain, and even possibly addiction transformed you as a person or affected you as an artist in your creative process?
Well, for me, and I'm sure you have the same thing, is I have a lot of, I've worked through it now, but there's a lot of regrets for, when I got lost in it.
Yeah.
It really wasn't present in the band, and I feel like it really hurt everybody.
Yeah.
Because at the time I was providing a force that was needed to be there, and it went away, and so I feel okay these days, but for a long time it really bothered me.
Just the shame and guilt from just
I just feel like I let people down.
Yeah.
But,
I totally get that.
it was a miserable life, as you know.
Yeah.
So it's not a pink cloud now, but at least I know how to manage and navigate the things that come at me a lot better.
What helps you stay sober today?
Just the thought of going back. I always say you play the movie, because you go and then all of a sudden you're in that place again. I don't want to go anywhere near.
Awesome.
Well, I still drink, but I think for me, there have been moments in the studio where the drink has been a real problem. And because you get to a stage where you're frustrated, it's not working, you start reaching for that. And
coping mechanism.
And it really is, and so now when I do records, I limit the number of whiskeys I'll have. If I'm going to start drinking, I'm going to do 3 songs and that's it. Because I don't want to get to the point where I can't finish the track. When we were doing Arrow on the first record, this is a funny story. I was having trouble getting the point where I wanted to hit the notes that I wanted to hit, which are in the song. And we were also about 2 weeks into the record, and I was a little bit vocally beat up. So Kelly took me downtown to this place called Vogue. We had a couple of drinks in the bar. Got back out to the studio and tried it. And I was so blasted that the fucking outtakes are hilarious because I'm like, it's like, there aren't even words in it.
You sound like me. Like, when you're drunk.
Like, literally, there are no words in what I was trying to sing. And Kelly's like, yeah, man. I'm like,
Oh my god.
I ended up passing out on the couch upstairs and stayed the night there. My girlfriend was trying to find me all night long.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so I'll never forget that, and that's
You're
why
like,
now
yeah,
I'm like,
okay,
you know, that's
reel
never
it back.
You have an amazing voice, dude. You have a great voice, dude. Is there a song in your catalog you think deserves like more love from the fans? Or what's one of them? I guess.
Well, I mean,
all of them.
What's one song you just like that's watching, you just like check out and like you think deserves more love?
Yeah, if someone has never heard of you guys, like what songs would you suggest?
Well, I think it would be more if people were familiar but haven't done a deep dive.
Right.
You know, Into the Sun record has a lot of great moments in it that nobody's heard.
Okay.
And all of them are good. You know, this band has prided itself on trying to not have any fillers.
Yeah.
Like to make sure everything is strong the whole way through the record. So, you know, like I was mentioning earlier, I think the song sometimes, I wish it would have gotten more attention because it's a really great fucking song.
Yeah.
And it could have, I think, really projected the band in a new direction.
With the internet, you never know when it's something can pop off. Like you have a song you wrote 20 years ago, and like somebody, like kids find it, or someone else finds it, and it's
Or an
real or something.
advertisement or something.
That's true too. Like people think Drake and things like that. Like the VW ad or whatever, and like blew up his, blew up his entire catalog.
Yeah, went into his trust. Yeah, that's you know, there's songs off every record that you know I would like. I think that the problem with our third record, Half of Those, was Maverick was so disjointed in where they were headed as a label. They lost sight of what we were doing. You know, we wrote a song on that record called Half of Those, which is a great rock song. And it would have, if they would have spent a little time on that, sent that to rock radio, I think it would have taken that record a lot further than it went. But they went out with the ballad first, It's Alright, which is a great song. But it was, they were trying to get us into the realm of where Train was at, and that kind of, they thought we should go pop. The label did. This guy was taking over from Freddie. You probably don't know who that is, but the guy was here, he took over the company from Freddie DeMann, who started it.
Okay.
And Freddie's like, look, my hands are tied with this record. I'm leaving. Good luck. I mean, that's literally what he said to us. Because they just did not.
So we tried to take a better band like Candlebox, make you sound like Train.
They wanted us to go in the direction of
It
Train.
was more of a crashing market.
Okay.
You know,
Just like train wreck.
Yeah. Not to take sides, kind of band, you guys are like legends. It's like weird to me. They would be like, oh, you are legends, and you like sound more like a band that's not good. Like, you're not being rude. I'm not trying to start something over it. Like that's just how I feel as a consumer.
Yeah.
So wait, how do those songs get on the radio? Like, do you have to pay them to get your song on there, or like, do you send it to them and hope that they put it on? Like,
back
how
then
does
you
that
had a
even
whole
work?
team that would go out to radio and
Yeah.
promote it.
Okay.
We don't know if they paid people or not.
Well, they paid him possible. Yeah, a lot of times it's like, oh, we'll buy you 20,000 koozies, and you know, we'll give you some sponsorship dollar for your next event. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the payola worked that way.
Right.
Back in the 70s,
Off the
it was,
record.
back in the 70s was cocaine.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And now there's, you know, you can't do anything you get on the radio. You've got to be Shinedown, you've got to be Nickelback, you've got to be, you know, Daughtry, something like that. Like, it's really, that top 20 is so controlled now in the rock radio world. And no, you know, not talking any shit. That's where the world of rock is.
Yeah.
And because whatever they, you know,
So that
Sirius
cuts out
XM
like people who are not as, you know, not as well known.
Well, there's a
Prevents
great
them from
opportunity.
even
There's
getting
so
any-
many great bands going to be on the radio.
Yeah, totally.
But
It's
because
always the same fucking
that formula
songs
works
over and over again.
Exactly. Because that formula works for them.
Yeah.
And Sirius XM is falling into the same trap.
Really?
Yeah, because they're now
that's
playing the same shit over and over.
It's more about getting you guys on like Spotify playlists, probably.
Which has been great. Ali Higgendorf put us on one, and that really helped launch our last record. You know, it's that kind of stuff is great.
Yeah,
because people love Spotify playlists.
Yeah.
And we do very well with it.
I think that's a good way to market now. Was there a moment you guys were just like, I'm done ever?
Yeah.
You're like every day. I'm sorry, that was good.
I mean, both of us, we've had moments, you know, on tour where it's like, I can't do this shit. I want to find you. I was on our first tour. We were driving through Montana, and I woke up early. The sun's coming up, and I was listening to Space Boy by Smashing Pumpkins. And I just literally was like, I looked out the window and was like, I want to fucking hurt. You know, because you just, the life was so fucking intense in that moment.
Yeah.
We were show. And just
Is it just overworking yourself?
Just beat up.
Gets you to that
And
point?
then, that wasn't mental health back then. You didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It was like, now you realize that these artists that are like, I need to take a break from me.
Yeah.
Fuck, I should have done that a million times.
Yeah, totally.
I think we both could attest to it.
There was a time I think I had a bit of a breakdown on the Happy Feels tour. We had to cancel shows.
We were in Denver,
I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I could have probably, but at the time it was just like
Overexerting yourself, pushing your body too far.
I was still using, I think, at the time.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help.
It's just one of those moments I'm not proud of, but it happens. And you just have to.
Every artist gets that.
Yeah.
How do you guys take care of yourself now, like mentally and like physically when you go on tour? Like, how do you make sure like you're good? Do you take breaks, or do you just only schedule a certain amount of like tour dates? Or
Well, I haven't done a long tour, so he'd answer that better. But I think as people, for me, you have to have alone time to recharge. It's something that my personality needs. Exercise is a huge thing, and eating right. I mean, simple things that your body's a machine. If you're not feeding it the right fuel, it's not going to function properly. And you're going to get super tired. So you do the best you can to stay healthy, really.
Are you a people person?
I am, and I'm not.
I was thinking you were for some reason. I don't know why.
Omnivore?
I mean, you're talking about, I'm just saying, yes, you don't prefer to be alone.
I'm like, I'll be on fire, and I'm in, and I'm hanging out, and it's like
social batteries just done.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around.
It seems more like he wants to be around. I don't know. I don't know.
It's amazing.
It seems more like he wants to be around people. So you want to get out of there.
Like, I love being around people. I love going to bars and watching bands play. Like I'm a big one.
You seem like one, yeah.
I moved a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So
I almost has to.
I always had exactly, and I always had to become friends at the new school, right? So like I would meet people. No, my dad was in the military, but my dad, when we moved, it was because he worked for a salt company.
Okay.
And so they were trying to. A lot of the Midwest is all salt mines and stuff. So you would have to go set up a regional sales division for them. So I went to. I think by the time I moved to Texas, I had already gone to 6 different schools.
Okay.
And so that being
Jim Morrison was like that too.
Yeah.
I was like, no one here gets out alive.
But then he was like, he didn't like people. But I do. I enjoy meeting people.
You seem like you go both ways too. I think. I just thought that off.
I'll sit and talk and have a conversation, but there's a point where I shut down.
You're on point. I'm not saying you're not good at it.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that.
Do you think being like lumped in at the end of the grunge thing hurt or helped you guys? Like,
we're not a grunge band.
I don't
think any of them, except for maybe Alice, was grungy. Darker, dirty. Soundgarden, maybe. Like Pearl Jam was not a grunge band.
Right.
It was a rock. You know what I mean? Like Screaming Trees. They're not grunge bands. But once the term took place and related to Seattle, then they were all just grunge bands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got on that last thing, like your album came out like 93, I'd say. Like, what was it, 93? You're on that last leg of this, and just stand. It's like how I'm part of Millennial. I hate that. It's a dumb name. It's probably the same thing with grunge for you guys, probably. You're right from the same town, I guess, but like not really the sound, right?
Right.
You guys ever put the L4 Zon out there too back then? Of course. Okay. It was off. Okay. I did a comedy show there. It was like I felt like a man. So Pearl came in the first 10 shows. I'm like, oh god, it was crazy. So it was called the Off-Ramp back then. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Seattle's a weird town.
I live in Seattle. It's part of my town.
Town called City.
Yeah.
It is a small town called City. And now it's got 1 million people in it, maybe more, and it's way too small.
Yeah. Are you guys still in Seattle? Or are you guys at now?
I'm LA.
Okay, cool. You're close, huh? What do you like it better out than your places at, I guess? Like LA and Tampa better?
I don't think I can live in Seattle. I have family's there.
It's depressing.
And it's
Did you go there for music at the time?
No, I grew up there.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Part
were
of Seattle, did you grow up?
Okay.
Part of Seattle.
I grew up in the burbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like your tattoos for the Celtic.
This? Oh yeah, that's the Led Zeppelin.
This one.
Yeah, that's John Paul Jones, I think.
Oh, nice. Because it's also a Celtic, like.
They were all into their songs.
I'm witchy, so I'm like.
What would you say to yourself in like 1993 before your debut album comes out? Like, what have you learned in these last 30 years and advice you give to yourselves?
I would have removed alcohol right from the beginning.
Smart.
Right away. Out, done.
Yeah. Smart.
Pay close attention to your band. Be friends, because that at the end of the day, it's the only team you have. Right? You can have a manager, you can have a label, but really, it's 4 or 5 of you against the world, and you got to pay close attention to people. You got to be like, hey, are you okay? It's some things that I learned obviously over the past 30 years. Is that I still have to.
Yeah.
And it's important that your relationship with one another is treated with great care, because it's very easy to fuck shit up, and we fuck shit up, But luckily, we're still here. And that's the thing, and the fact that people still want to talk to us and still want to listen to our music is a testament to who maybe we are as a band and music.
You guys seem really healthy.
Oh yeah.
You don't seem like you're
approaching drinks every day and work out every day.
That makes sense.
Well, I'm 56 now, so I want to. I mean, apparently I'm more than 2/3 of my life, so if that's it.
That's great.
I want to enjoy the rest. Thank you. I want to enjoy the rest of it.
You guys do a drink crawl?
No.
I was thinking conspiracy theory, like famous people drink like.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
No,
I was just messing
we leave
around.
that to Hillary.
Yeah. I always just want to ask famous people that makes me laugh. It's like, I think I had you on one of the podcasts yesterday. Where'd you name Candlebox?
Oh man, this that came from a Midnight Oil song. We were sitting around at our old manager's place trying to find a name. It had been called Uncle Duke, and it wasn't working because the music had entirely changed when I joined the band. And so I had just seen Midnight Oil perform live in Seattle, Beds Are Burning tour, and it blew me away. I was so captivated by his performance that I was going through some of his lyrics, and I found this line that boxed in my candles where he's talking about the Aboriginal people, because he's a big supporter of the Aboriginals in Australia.
Okay.
It's very much like the Native Americans here in the States. Nice. And I love this line, boxed in my candles. I think Candlebox kind of feels warm, and it's like a light that you can't burn out.
I like that.
So that's where it came from. And Pete's like, well, use it for a while and see if it sticks.
It did barely stuck. Yeah.
Had a good visual to it.
Yeah.
The light of a candle in a room.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
It's a cool name too.
Yeah, but there was a band in Seattle called Hammerbox. So we're like, man, I don't know. What do we do? So that's when it was like, well, we'll just check it out. And then we kept it.
And they broke up.
Candlebox is another.
Hammerbox.
Hammerbox.
That's crazy.
And they started Goodness. So Carrie left, and Hammerbox started being Goodness.
Yeah, and they came and toured with us, so it came right.
How do you guys remember Candlebox? Like, not just like your songs, and like, how do you want to be remembered? Like say people are watching this internet like 100 years and it exists. Like, how would you guys want to be remembered?
Really, really good live band.
And you guys are, man.
Yeah, I'd say it was one of the best out there. Powerful. Still to this day.
You guys covered a lot. You guys headlined a lot of Point Fest back around from St. Louis, and like you guys, that was like magic back then, man. I love that. I love that stuff. Like,
well, we did the one where GWAR flew in the helicopter.
Oh yeah,
because we go to see the game when we get 61.
That's awesome. Kid, man. That's crazy. Yeah. The Point Fest used to be magic, man. Like, it was a big thing. Yeah. You guys headlined the biggest years, probably. I mean,
it's still pretty good.
Very. But maybe I was a kid, it was more magic than it's probably the same show. It's probably the same show. Yeah. It's like sports when like athletes became like younger than me. It's weird. Yeah. It was like as a kid, you're like, whoa. Like this is like now I'm like old and bitter. It's pretty much. I mean, you guys want to plug anything, or I mean, anything we didn't say that you want to get out there, or anything you want to be asked? Or?
Keep your eyes and ears peeled because we're working on some stuff for next year.
Nice.
What are you working on?
I'm not going to tell you.
We're not going to tell you.
You have to wait.
I mean, it's probably hard to figure out.
Yeah.
We are musicians, but
right. Look, we're kind of under a sex toy. Surprise!
A double dong.
Nice. There we go.
All you ladies.
I knew it.
Kind of typical, I guess, a weird question. You guys are from Seattle. They're like, what do you guys think of Nirvana? Okay. I didn't know if it was like a competitor or a good vibe.
I love every Seattle band too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't like that. It's awesome. Better or bigger.
I mean, we saw so many bands. Like Love Battery, Blood Circus, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
There's so much great music.
You like the Melvins?
Love it. I love Envy.
Okay.
Tad's one of my favorites. All of them. Seaweed, we took those guys in punk band. We took those guys on the road. Like, it's all about the love of the music.
Yeah. There's so many like good bands in that thing that weren't like mainstream, like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, or Candlebox. So yeah,
The guys we played with, Sweetwater.
Okay.
Green Apple Quick Step.
Yeah.
Great bands, easy. Best dresses in the world. I mean,
Yeah.
great fucking bands that no one ever fucking heard.
I like Blood Honey a lot too. They're from
Yep.
That's like a kind of underrated band, I guess.
Mark still works
Green
at
River. All those bands ended up becoming, like Green River became Mother Love Zone.
Okay.
Pearl did.
Yeah. Wow.
So there's connections from early '80s all the way till
Next Stone and Jeff were in there.
Okay. I guess you and Pearl are the only bands left really. I mean, out of that, it's crazy.
Well, Soundgarden, I mean,
Oh,
who knows if
well,
they-
different. Yeah,
they're not good at different singer. They're going to rock and roll thing, and
Pearl Jam's
you guys
the
need
only
anybody to sing on that.
That's what I mean. Yeah, and you guys too, probably. It's like, STP came a little after you guys too. I think they were like.
No, they're actually before us. Or their first record came out a year before ours.
Okay.
Well, Purple was '94. That was
Okay.
Well, they were both used. The first one too. Yeah, they were.
Core came out in '92.
It was earlier.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I forgot about Core. Yeah, that's true. That's a great album. I didn't know it's '92 though. That's awesome. That was a great sounding card. What are some bands that like you may not have heard of that people may want to check out or something like that? You guys are in this industry more, like bands you've either played with or listened to, or that maybe people wouldn't know about.
It's hard to pinpoint.
Yeah, I just know there's one that stuck out. You listen to country at all?
I do.
You ever listen to Cody Jinks?
I do.
Outlaw
rock. Outlaw country.
So that's some new stuff I like right now. It's just killer.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, we can rap with whatever. Like, just
Well, thanks so
thank
much.
you guys
It's
for
been a pleasure.
Oh, our
talking
pleasure.
with you
I was
guys.
just gonna
Appreciate
you guys
your
go
time.
Oh, if you want to, yeah, we're still.
I'm Better Lovers, which is Greg, who sings with Jerry Cantrell. He's got this
Okay.
band with Better Lovers, which is awesome. Common Rider, Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
Ran's great.
Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
Yeah,
so
Concrete
great.
Blonde, Cannons. Like, we listen to kind of. We also listen to really mellow shit.
Okay.
Both he and I are like. I played a playlist the other day. What is this? I'm like, oh, it's so and so. Andrew Bell out of Chicago. I love it. So it's mellow, it's chill. And that's kind of another thing where you were asking earlier. How do you disconnect from this? You go into a different realm musically, and you allow yourself to get lost in that, and it will bring you into a meditative state. Or bring you into a state of calm. You can't bang your head all the time.
Don't play this back and look up some
Every
band
now
you
and then
sing.
you gotta lay it down. And
That rap is so good. He's on TikTok. I'll just nerd out on TikTok like 3 and
Love
listen
it.
to it. He's way too good. I don't know how is that good. It's like, I guess it's street performance. I guess you have to make people pay attention to you versus like spotlight on you. Yeah, that's probably how you get good. Is I think you actually have to be good to get that street attention. Everybody walks by you. Like whatever, guy. He was so good though. That's a really good.
Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Jake.
What's up? I'm JB. We're August Burns Red, and you're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
We gotta open that circle pit up and warm it up, boys and girls. Are you ready? Here we go!
Kind of choose a question I'm interested in. It's like, how'd you come up with your band name?
Wow.
Super typical question. But it's
It's a
good question. Yeah,
Okay. This dates back. 2020 or 2003. Our old singer John Hershey had a dog named Red, Irish setter, and we were in high school. We all kind of grew up together. And he had a girlfriend named August who he broke up with right before he went off to college, and she had a mental break and locked his childhood dog Red in the doghouse and burned the doghouse down and killed his dog.
What?
Oh my god!
Is that a real answer?
That's a real answer.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a real answer.
That's crazy. I love that. It's crazy.
So we're like, okay.
I never know if I answered. Honestly, so happy that's what I was wondering. Like, people ask the same question, you answer. Like,
It's sort of a conversation stopper too.
Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna go actually.
This
Yeah.
interview's over. Somewhere to go.
Nice to meet you. I gotta do that. So you've been pushing boundaries in metalcore for like 2 decades now. Like, what kind of keeps you inspired and evolving? Like, rather than just like wasting.
You guys want to handle that one? I don't want to do all the talking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a
I'll answer it. I think there's a lot of passion still from within what we do, and we're still really excited to write new music and to break boundaries, like you said, break our own boundaries and push ourselves. There's always been this almost athletic side to metal, I think, and we'd like to push ourselves and have to almost train to be good and be able to do what we do live and stuff, and that has kept us motivated. And of course, over the years, being able to just kind of climb that slow progress of succeeding a bit more over the years keeps us motivated to just keep pushing forward. Breaking boundaries, I guess, as you said.
I think so, but this instrumental work's insane too. Like, how do you guys kind of like what's your writing process like? I guess.
They all look at
We just knew he was definitely going to need to answer that.
So you're like the ringleader.
Well, we're all in it together. I do.
We all have our lanes.
Yeah.
But he is a major songwriter.
I do the writing. I tell people how we got our band name.
All the boundaries.
The writing process is our bass player / guitar player Dustin Davidson and I write songs and come up with ideas and bounce ideas together. We come up with constructions to songs, and for years and years we've just demoed them in an archaic Windows computer called Tabit, like a guitar tab program. But we're trying to kind of update our flow, and we're starting to demo stuff now, which is hilarious. 20 odd years in, we're now making our own demos. But and then Matt will go through and write his drum parts and spice things up a little bit. Once we get it all instrumentally created, Jake comes in and plays the vocals over and does his patterns and lyrics and stuff, and voila.
You guys grew up together. What were you saying?
I actually joined the band in 2006.
Okay.
Before August had one red.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's the mental image. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh. That's
Got it,
actually
got it.
grammatically correct. It doesn't sound grammatically correct. Yeah. So I joined in 2006.
Okay.
And I was living in South Carolina at the time.
Got it.
Yeah, so they had released a record called Thrill Seeker and did a tour with the vocalist at that time, Josh McManus.
Got it.
And then he decided to step down, and I heard news of that, so I drove up to PA, tried out with them, went on a few tours, and we clicked, and yeah. So.
Awesome. So you guys are like a little family? You guys are all in the car?
We all live in the same house on a farm.
Oh my God!
Really?
So you guys are like married, basically.
Funny enough, the farm that August had burned red. And
So after August burned red, you guys were
we're like,
let's move in
she
together.
sucks, get her out, let's move in, let's go on tour.
It's a beautiful romantic
And
story.
our bassist is from Maryland. So,
Okay.
So myself and our bassist, but everybody else is from Manhattan.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Oh, yeah.
What's your mindset when walking out to a giant festival like this on stage? Like, what's your kind of maybe things you prep for? Like, what's it like being on something this huge?
Yeah, that's a great question. So
Chris,
I
you get nervous?
Yeah, oh yeah. My palms are sweaty right now. And I'm not even kidding. This is like a bucket list thing for me to play a place like this. We've done it once, but I grew up watching NASCAR, so there's that element of we're on stage, we look up and see.
This is an epic, like, venue, like,
It's
pretty wild.
It's pretty dope.
I'm gonna drive my car on the track yesterday.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
I have no idea how to hold it off. Like,
how are you?
Oh, I didn't get up there. I drove on the.
You almost did. You were
A Renegade?
Yes, I one of those.
What?
Patriot. First time that's been on that track.
That's wild. That's not fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, sorry, I got to talk about the same speedway.
No, great work. So for me, it's like, I think regardless of what size show it is, I feel pressure to perform at a high level because this is our job.
Yeah.
And I mean, we all have friends at home that work jobs that are much more challenging than this job, and I think it makes you feel like, man, I have to give this everything because I feel really grateful.
Yeah.
And then there's also, like Jason said, the athletic side of what we do, which is like we want to push ourselves and constantly do as good of a job as we can, whether it's songwriting or performing.
It's very physical, like just playing rock music in
Especially
general,
drums.
like drums,
And vocals.
you know,
I mean,
vocals, like
Yeah.
and just performing in general.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
Absolutely. So it's, I love that about this job.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to a buddy years ago and I was like, if you stop feeling nervous when you walk on stage,
Oh my
then
god!
you're okay. And so I kind of shelved that. Like, that's important.
Yeah.
That's an important mentality to have.
Totally.
And it's also like, oh, I wish I didn't feel nervous about this. I wish it was just like exciting.
Yeah.
It's just kind of part of it. Like, you feel some nerves, you feel excitement, and then when the show's over and it goes well, it's like, that was the best thing ever.
I feel that people do stand up, so I can relate to like every single time I go on stage, I'm super nervous. I'm like, I'm gonna go up there and break, and people are gonna fucking laugh at me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, actually, I don't give a shit about it.
Right.
And then I just have a great time, and it's like,
Right.
And then people laugh.
and then people think I'm funny, and I'm like, whoa, dude, I nailed that. How did I nail that? Like,
You guys have any crazy past photo show memories? Like that were interesting?
Past what? Past what?
Like photo shows?
Oh, I have a good one. It's kind of gross, but
Yeah.
this was back in 2006. We were playing a venue in Jacksonville called Jackrabbits, opening for a band called Haste the Day, who were on our label back in the day. And this was like a real hole-in-the-wall kind of spot. There wasn't like a backstage bathroom or anything. We were playing our set. Great crowd, super hot. I'm soaked in sweat. I get this terrible pain in my stomach. I totally need to go diarrhea.
oh my
ASAP.
god!
And there's nowhere to go. Like we finish up our show, and I'm like in dire straits. And I remember having to rush down the street to a Panera Bread.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I've never heard this story.
I made it. But I was miserable. I played great.
Well, we gotta wrap up. Let's end on that beautiful note. Thank you guys very much. Is there anything you guys want to plug and promote before we wrap up? Any new music? Any new tours?
Well, I'll just say thank you for supporting August Burns Red for over 20 years.
Absolutely.
It's insane. We still get to do this.
Hey, I'm Ricky. Play guitar in Dead Heat.
What's up? I'm Chris. I sing in Dead Heat. Drums, Yogi, Dead Heat. What's up? I'm Tanj. I play bass in Dead Heat. And you're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Nice. Thanks for taking the time to interview with us. Appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. I love that I heard that you guys are, some of you guys are from Austin. I actually have family that's from Austin.
Hell yeah.
So when I read that, I was like, oh my god, this little town that like no one needs to heard of. Like, I know exactly.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. I appreciate it.
So what like got you guys into music? Like, were you guys always like into like, you know, playing music, or like, is there anything that specifically inspired you guys to want to like? Did you guys grow up together, or?
No. None of us really grew up together. We all like grew up in separate parts.
Okay.
So like, they're more LA based.
Okay.
Them too. He's from San Diego. So we're all kind of different parts of South and Southern California, but neat to connect through the music.
Yeah. That's awesome.
What inspired you guys to mix like punk and metal together? It's kind of interesting choice, I feel.
I think that because I joined the band during the pandemic and they were going for the thrash hardcore, you know. And I grew up just straight punk, being a skinhead, and then so did he. So, you know, I just felt like the crossover had to cross over.
It's a badass mix.
It had to happen.
It was just natural because I guess I think
It's just your guys' styles.
pretty much we all have like either a punk or a metal background, so it's not always like it was either going to be one or the other. It's a mix of both. We started off as like a crossover hardcore band, so it's like it's only natural for us to go into metal and thrash and everything else that we're into.
Okay, so it's not that. It's cool, man.
What are some of your inspiration? Okay.
Suicidal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chromax, Leeway.
Metallica. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
What are your thoughts like tonight going out and see you guys fucking festival shit? What are your thoughts going out there playing this shit? Like, what were they?
It's hot first of all.
It's so fucking hot here.
Dead heat, bro.
Yeah, literally. Second of all, it's crazy playing for this many people. You don't really even see this many people in normal life.
This was like one of the biggest festivals you guys have played.
Yeah.
We did Hellfest.
Okay.
That was in Europe.
Yeah,
and then we played Sonic Temple last week. So I mean,
Okay.
that was just about as much.
The warm up.
Yeah, just a warm up.
Nice.
It was cooler too.
Yeah, it was a
It was
little
cool, dude.
cooler. cool is that it was cold. So
The last two songs, I had to slow down a bit. I got slowed down.
This heat fucked this up for sure.
Damn.
Oh, it's brutal. I'm like chugging water the whole time.
Sure.
You guys get nervous before you guys play a show like this?
Sure. Yeah, I feel like obviously none of us really showed up, but I'm pretty sure inside we were like,
yeah.
I bet.
Until like half, like maybe like 2 or 3 songs in, and I was like, all right, whatever.
It's always like a worry with the sound. Like playing outside is crazy. We're straight either a backyard or a little venue.
Okay.
So being outdoors with legit stuff, you still can't hear anything. It's kind of nerve-wracking.
Oh, I bet, dude. I bet. No matter how talented you are, you're still subject to sound guy. That's crazy to think about.
It's a different beast.
What do you guys think happens after you die?
Oh shit.
It depends. It depends on what you believe.
What do you believe? That's what I'm saying.
I believe in Jesus, so if I believe that I'm going to heaven, even though I'm a sinner and a bad person, I still believe in Him, and I'm like, yo, I know I'm a bad guy, but forgive me.
On the same page, that's awesome. What do you guys think?
I used to think of resurrection to like, obviously like or come back as something else. I'd be like, obviously you're a bad person, you come back as a fucking snail. So like, come back as like, if you've done good in your life, you come back as another person. It's
Yeah, once you're gone, you're not really gone, right? In a sense, people still got people living out like through. You know something you've done, or just like, reincarnation.
I like that.
Reincarnation, yeah.
What do you think?
It's a long sleep to go to bed.
I hope so, man.
I know.
I'm tired as fuck, man. I hope so.
I'm tired of this shit.
What do you think the meaning of life is? Like,
Do what you can, try to leave a mark.
oh, yeah, that's why you're rock stars. I mean, that's your job.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just know what you're doing. Be safe. Know that there's judgment in the end. You're going to be judged.
I don't know if I think so.
If you do something bad, you're going to be judged for that. If you do something good, you get your good.
I believe in karma.
Yeah, grandma.
It's surprising to have like a metal punk band like talk about Jesus. It's pretty rare. I think you've seen it.
I'm the only one.
Okay, I think that's super rare.
The band isn't that bad. I'm the believer one.
That's super rare for the metal punk scene. I think both really. I mean, it's crazy.
I just want to be an example. You know, it's not supposed to be that way. You know.
You really get the opportunity to like influence and like affect a lot of people with, you know, being a rock star and having so many people like look up to you. It's like you get the opportunity to actually like set a good example for other people, which is really cool.
It's just about how you do it. You know?
Yeah,
You could be the rock star and freaking be, you know, or you could be like kind of sort of not too crazy. But yeah, get drunk or get high. That's it.
Yeah.
Set the example you want to see.
Right.
But I want this to last as long as it can.
What's the craziest fan experience you guys had so far?
Today, actually.
What happened?
The Satanic Warrior.
The Satanic Warrior.
He was just like dressed in full armor, and he gave us like a cool intro. He's like, yo, these guys opened up for, Exodus, Cavalera, and now they play freaking Skull, whatever, Sonic Temple. Now they're opening up here. But I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, he was just yelling it in front. I was like, man, all right, that's a better intro than
Was he
we're
on
gonna.
stage or
No, he was like in the crowd.
In the crowd.
he was introducing you guys.
Open up for Cavalera. You guys were so.
That's badass.
That's how you, man.
I was like, damn, he was at all those shows.
I want to say, like, anytime you talk to Tony. Oh, Palazzo? Yeah, we have this. Tony. Biggest fans. He has a puppet, a thumb puppet that's just the punk. Every show. He comes to every show that he's like some older cat, but he's been with us. Buys every shirt we ever put
A
out.
dick thumb puppet?
Yes. Yeah. Brings it out everywhere. Shout out Tony if you watch this. I love you.
That's amazing. Wow.
What's your least favorite band on this festival?
All of them.
I think that was the right answer.
I'm not throwing any shit on this shit.
We like them all. We respect and like them all.
Your pulse is flipping out right now.
All of them except for this
Is there any bands you were like excited to possibly meet or like
Take It Back Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
Incubus.
Yeah, I'm super stoked on Incubus playing today for sure.
Who else?
Is that Quark?
Wait, they're playing tonight?
They're playing tomorrow.
Ah.
I guess just here for the day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys all into wrestling?
Yeah.
Nice.
Who are your favorite wrestlers of all time? Like,
Of all time?
Dominic Mysterio.
okay. Okay.
Mankind.
Big boys.
You either gotta say CM Punk or Randy Orton.
Okay. You're the only new guys. The rest of guys are all here.
Io Sky.
I like that.
I'll stick to old Jeff. Or even like, I have this thing to like Mexican wrestling, so I can do, I'll say like, what is it? Steven Mexico or Rundown. Those are two like ones that when I was growing up, I was watching a lot.
Are you from Mexico?
No, well, my grandpa was from Mexico, and pretty much how I got into wrestling was through him. We watched like Triple A.
Yeah.
So we just watched a bunch of that, and then just slowly, like I got into like he's like, oh, Rey Mysterio. I'm like, obviously from there, that branch was up WWE.
Yeah.
Watching shit there, so.
I love wrestling. I was happy to see you share with us. I brought the eighth grader out of me, you know. I used to love that shit, man. Like, that's crazy. So what were other bands you looking forward to see today? Like, kind of when you're fucking around, you just press all day. What are you guys got going?
Obituary.
Okay.
I want to see Linkin Park. Just like I said, I watched them.
What are your thoughts on the new singer?
The new singer.
That's just from Dexter. That's here from Dexter.
I mean, nobody can replace.
You had me.
Chester. Yeah, it's like no one can replace Chester. I mean, hey, I want to see what it sounds like.
Yeah,
I
Curious.
feel like when I was a kid, I was a big fan. There's a lot of really good bands that replaced the member that's fucking cool right now.
Yeah, totally.
I like it.
Has judgment until I see that.
Yeah. I like Dead Sarah a lot too. She was in that band. Like before that, it was a pretty good fucking band. Like, where are you? So what are you planning? What are you guys doing next? Where are your next shows and stuff?
When the record drop.
When's that come out?
Well,
October 10th.
Yeah. Okay.
October 10th, and Metal Blade will be releasing that. So.
Oh, fuck it. You guys are on Metal Blade?
Yeah.
Shout out
Congrats.
Metal
Congrats.
So that should be a good one.
Yeah, Black Dahlia's on there too. I thought.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I'm saying Black Dahlia. Good for you guys, man. Can I borrow some money? That's actually what I called here, damn. I'm like, I'm hurting. I gotta get back to St. Louis. Get a little cash.
Oh, we got you.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
That was our first.
That's on video too. He said, give me some cash.
Just put your Venmo out there. I got all you guys. Just give $1.
Have you guys bought anything crazy since you've been in a situation like this? Any big purchases or anything like that? Or?
Strippers,
I
cocaine.
paid for surgery.
What kind of surgery?
He has 3 buttholes now.
3 buttholes? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so,
Oh my god.
Seriously, you gotta pay for that.
Wow.
Don't sit on your ass. Watch it.
This for the Patreon.
Hey, hopefully when I get back, have
What's the biggest misconception about you guys?
that we like each other.
Yeah. That we're nice to each other.
Yeah, that we're nice to each other.
That we have fun on tour.
What
That
advice?
Yogi's actually nice to us.
What advice would you give to like the kids maybe watching this that want to be rock stars like you guys? Like,
Just prepare, man. Prepare for the hardship that comes with it. It's not easy, depending if you have, especially if you have family, wife, kids. You're gonna get it if you don't know how to like save or to leave behind money when you leave. Yeah, just learn how to just prioritize everything and just know that it's serious business when you're on the road.
Not everything comes easy, basically. You gotta
Have fun with it.
Yeah, have fun with
It's
it.
fun.
Practice.
So what's the hardest thing about being like in a rock band on tour?
Playing the set right.
Okay.
Playing the set, man.
Yeah.
Get in there on time.
Getting there on time, yeah.
Oh, wait, I get it on time.
I know you can talk shit.
what fuels you guys to keep going? Like,
Shit.
The fans.
The people that come up to us basically.
Yeah.
All the fans, like, we're getting new fans every day, so it's like,
That's awesome.
having something that we can rely on, and like, oh, people are coming up to us like, oh, you guys this band. It's cool. It makes us want to keep going.
Confirmation
Yeah, it's
that you
good.
guys are doing the right
Yeah.
thing and that you're fucking killing it.
Exactly. It's just random. Like, I got a call one day from my grandma. She was like, "Oh, I went to the swap meet the other day, and your grandpa was wearing a hat." And some kid comes up to me and says, "Oh, like I love that band, this and that." He's like, "Oh, it's my grandson's band."
Oh shit!
And he was like, the kid just freaked out. He's like, "Oh, like shook his hand, everything." I'm like, in that moment, I was like, "All right, cool." Like,
Yeah, you're
at
like,
least
"I made it!"
At least they see it. They're like, "Oh, he's not fucking around anymore. He's
That's
actually
so
like,
cool.
he's doing shit." I'm like, "All right, cool."
it's a high compliment to your grandfather.
Yeah.
That's a high compliment.
I was like, all right, cool. Like that.
Have people changed around you guys? Everyone's the same these stuff? That's good. You're changing?
Yeah, we
That's
change
good.
every day.
As you get richer, you're just going to forget everybody every day.
Man, I hope to get back.
I just want a fat check that I'm done.
You know, when I'm like 80 and
I
I
was
was
trying to
like,
give him a bag.
any of you.
Check out here.
You're still in dementia with money. I don't know any of you.
Who this?
Who's the government? I don't owe a shit.
Is there anything you want to throw out there we may not have brought up that didn't even get to people? Or?
Wait, what was the question?
Is there anything that we may not have brought up that you want to get to people? Like
Advice, wisdom.
maybe some of your fans don't know, or something you want them to know? Or
Wear deodorant when you go to shows, please. That's a big ass one.
Oh my god! Wow!
Stop stinking. There's no reason. You're always grown.
Oh shit, dude! Just call him the fuck out, bro.
There should be no reason that I'm standing next to someone that smells like complete shit.
Oh my god, that's horrible! Wow, that's unsettling.
Yeah, he's right though.
That's really true, especially this crowd. That's true.
Yeah. Not that expensive, $5-6. I know you got it.
That's hilarious. I appreciate you guys, man. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you
can
guys
we
so
get a
much.
picture for you out here? Yeah.
Okay, we're here with Jake from Health at Rockville, Daytona. First day of the festival. How you feeling so far?
Pretty good. We're at the tail end of a short run. It's definitely a little hot.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that bad before. That's what everybody's telling me. It's like not as hot as it could be.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, it's a little warm.
Yeah.
But the setting is, I've never been here before, so.
It's pretty epic, huh?
It's very epic. I just sent my dad a video of, I got brought over here on a golf cart and we were driving right along the rest of the bank track.
That's amazing.
It's like pretty dramatic setting for a festival. So
Totally. Definitely a first for me.
Me too.
That's awesome. So, have you guys performed yet?
No, we play at 6.
Okay, awesome.
Which is probably why I'm not as sweaty as I am. Yeah, 6 o'clock, and then that's it for us on this tour. So,
okay, cool.
Unfortunately, we don't get to hang out like tomorrow and see the others. We get to. I'm pretty excited about our stage today.
What stage are you guys playing at tonight?
Name of the stage, but I know the bands that are on the stage.
Okay.
Right, what's the name of the stage?
Rock stage.
Rock stage, bet.
So it's like Converge, Dillinger Escape Plan,
Okay.
Big Sam, us, like all the weirdos.
Yeah, that's my people.
The weirdo stage.
I love that. Okay, bet. So, what got you into music?
Punk rock.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I was into skateboarding.
Yeah.
And then just the outs, like, so connected to skateboard culture and music culture. And for me, I guess it was at that time, like probably like 80s.
Okay.
Black Flag, Dead Kennedys.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Then like Misfits, and then metal. Like maybe when I got a little bit older.
Okay.
And then, yeah, it just became kind of.
Would you say that music is like medicine?
For me, I can't imagine my life functioning without it, so I would say yes.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Do you feel like pain brings out the creative genius within us? Like almost in a way of like transmuting like negative energy into art?
I think it's a tricky subject because you don't want to like perpetuate the idea that you have to be miserable.
Yeah.
And fucked up and non-functional to be creative. But I also think, because I'm sure you're aware there's kind of like a mental health movement now that repudiates that idea that that's an invention of the idea of tortured genius is a really destructive and unnecessary thought. But I personally, depends on the music that you made or the art that you make.
Yeah.
I find that pain and suffering are very conducive to creativity.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm a recovered addict, and I feel like I had to go through pain to kind of develop spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and kind of almost like giving Phoenix energy, you know what I mean? Like to be reborn and to almost be initiated through, the dark to kind of be brought into the light. And so I definitely agree with that. That's awesome.
I'm a recovering addict too. So.
Oh, okay, awesome. How much time do you have?
I'm not like a counting days, dude,
okay,
but it's like almost a decade.
That's amazing.
9 years.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Good for you. So what was that like? How did that like affect your career as a musician?
Well, I think it got to the point where it was like I was gonna lose my significant other and I was trying to make a record, and a producer was like, "I'm not gonna make this record. It's gonna be like this kind of thing." So luckily, I didn't have to like go that low. To sort of be like, to have my priorities
super rock bottom.
I had my priorities like illuminated. I don't want to lose these things.
Yeah, totally.
And it definitely made me much more productive.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I think that like at a certain point, you kind of realize if you're really an addict, like, you can either do one thing or do everything else.
Yeah.
And then you're lucky if you can even do that one thing. You just can't do anything else. Like, you can't be a friend. You can't be a good child to your parents.
It takes over. It takes over your whole life. It's like I remember when I was using fentanyl and meth, and it was like that's all I did. All I did was figure out how to get money to get more drugs. All I did was sit in the bathroom and get high. Like even when I was with family or like doing something fun, I still felt like I had to escape reality and like fucking disassociate from everything going on around me. And I wasted so much time and energy. And it definitely brought me into like my own spiritual awakening and like I became more spiritual, and I started to realize, like, why am I, like, I'm wasting my potential. I'm wasting, like, I'm hurting the people around me, and what am I really getting out of this? You know what I mean? So that's really awesome.
You got your way out of it.
Yeah, thank God. So many people don't find their way out of it, and I work with a nonprofit rehab. We help people get off the streets and get sober for free.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm going to open up a sober living pretty soon. So helping.
What city?
I'm in Hollywood, Los Angeles.
Okay. Yeah, we're LA.
Nice, awesome, hell yeah.
I live in those cities.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm right off of Vine. That's awesome. Hell yeah. That's really cool. So how would you say like your music changed after getting sober? Like, what were struggles you had? Like, did you become more creative, or was it just like, did music just become more part of your life after that?
I just became more focused, obviously, and more capable of like consistently working.
Yeah.
I think like the bigger thing that I noticed affecting our music, my creative output was pandemic. And I had a kid, and it was like I was fucking trapped in my house with an infant. I love my kid. I'm not trying to say, but it was super fucking intense.
During COVID, that would be. I would imagine.
Dude, it
that
was
would
like
be
he was
intense.
born January 1st, 2020, so he's like the Antichrist. But right when we went long enough to realize we weren't going to kill him.
Oh my God!
Like we could take care of him. That was like the time. Because at first you're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, right.
And so then like after around 3 months, you're like, oh, like we know how to do this. That was right when the lockdown.
Wow.
So
that's wild. That must have really pushed you to just grow and become more patient. And
it was fucking hard, dude. It sucked.
That was an intense.
But I wrote a lot of music.
Okay.
Because I had to.
Yeah. Right.
That's where my mind went immediately when you talked about like pain and catharsis and like transmuting that suffering into art. Like, if I hadn't had that outlet, I don't know what I probably would have started
using it again. Yeah, totally. Wow, that's awesome. I love that.
But I was able to like put that, and there was times where it's like I barely slept and he would go down to sleep, and it was like, okay, I need to sleep. It's like I need to write some music.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do this again.
I might just blow my brains out.
Well, no, you can't. I mean, you could, but it's like you got.
It's fucked up. Yeah,
you got a responsibility.
Yeah, totally.
So that's
I totally get that. That's awesome. Is there any tours or like new music coming out that you want to promote?
So we just released a collaborative track with Chelsea Wolf.
Okay.
That came out like 10 days ago. So we're super proud of that.
Okay.
And new music very soon. So we'll start rolling out music for a new LP in the next couple of months. And we have US, we have support dates. We're supporting Pierce the Veil in North America and South America. And then we'll have like 26 will be full of
Nice, that's awesome.
And I have right after this, I go to Europe for festival season.
Nice. Oh man, I love Europe. That's really cool. Okay, cool. Well, then we'll link the we'll put the link for the new song that you dropped when we air this episode.
It's called
it's called Mean. Mean. Okay.
Yeah, Chelsea Wolf Health.
Okay, Chelsea Wolf Health Mean. Awesome.
Anthony. Oh, Anthony.
Nikki. Good.
Thanks for taking time to listen to shit.
Taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah.
That's all fun.
I appreciate you going backwards next year.
Actually, we seem to be on an upslope right now. It's a roller coaster, but you get to your 60s, you tell me how.
You're 60? That's crazy.
Well, you look amazing.
Yeah, you guys are vampires, I guess.
No, I got over. We got over that.
Like, yeah, we stopped drinking children's blood like 10 years ago.
Yeah, you're not talking recreationally, right? You
But this one's right from.
And we eat the whole 4-year-old.
You don't waste it.
You
don't waste
yeah,
it.
you can't waste. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good to know.
Hey everybody, my name's Art. I'm Freddie. And we're Everclear. And we're watching the Anthony Rogers right now.
Yeah, dream just came through right there. That's a teenage dream just came through.
That just happened right there.
First question, like, when you wrote Father of Mine, did you realize how many people connect with that emotion? Is that more for you? Or?
Yeah, I think any song is really, any good creative song in any way, it comes from the faith. I really believe that. Okay. When you're trying to write for other people, that's where the disconnect happens. When you think you know what other people want or what they're looking for, if you just talk about what's going on from your perspective, whether it's autobiographical or not, because a third of my songs are, the rest aren't. But if there's truth there, if there's honesty there, that's the nice. And when I wrote that song, that was just, do you have kids?
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of at least.
Huh?
Not that I know of at least.
Have you done 23andMe? My wife won't let me.
Oh my God.
My wife won't let me. She goes, no.
Just in case.
Not dealing with it. You're going to go off and die and be happy, and I'm not going to have to keep these fuckers off of the stick. Coming around trying to get money. I'm like, I love these. Yeah. The old school punk rock badass. Honest. That's all. So I was, what a stupid thing what a lot of parents do, it seems stupid to everybody else, they have to watch it. It's just purity. You're like, did that come from? Of all people, right? How did that come from? All the damage, trauma, and all that stuff. How did this purity come from? And I remember watching my daughter sleep when she was like 4 or 5. Just going, man, that is amazing. Walk away from that. I'm not even trying to be mean about it. I'm just like, how do you physically see that, feel that, and walk away from it? And my wife went to bed, and I went to my little room where I have a guitar, and I wrote. I stayed up all night and wrote it. About 2 weeks later, I'm in LA at Candlebox in Rockville, and I'm there with my Aunt Olga. And I have a really hard rule. This is 1996, 1997. And I had a really hard rule. Like, I have creative control in my thing, in my contract. Don't fuck with me. Don't ask for demos. Not doing demos. I give you a song, you put it out. And so he's being kind of trepidatious. So do you have anything you tell me about? You know, how's the writing and recording going? I go, well, I wrote this new song the other night. I'd be curious to hear what you think. He had a guitar. I go, can I play it for you? And he's like, yeah. You know, he's trying to play it off cool. Because I don't play anything for anyone. And I played him the song. The door was open. Played him the song. He's a stoic 45-year-old at the time, British guy. But I could see him getting kind of weepy. But outside, we hear this like sound. And we walk outside and there's 4 of the assistants sitting on a desk, hugging each other, weeping.
Wow.
Just, I mean, like, weeping. and
Oh my
and
God.
I'm just like, and my NR guy goes, well, I don't know if it's the same browser, but it's definitely going on the run. And I saw right then and there that my feelings when I spoke honestly, like from that kid's point of view.
Yeah.
And both as a kid and as a parent, that it's really powerful.
Yo, I was a kid when I heard that song first. I was like, it was on like, I remember it specifically on like 105.7 The Point in St. Louis with a battle. It was like a battle thing. It was like whatever song your votes or whatever, and like that was on there, and it was like number one for like a while. It was like it was a super relatable song, I think, to a lot of people. And I think it was powerful as a kid too, without a father and hearing that. It was a very powerful song.
Yeah, and it crossed the issue. I mean, it's like I had hip hop guys come up. One time I was at this big convention in Las Vegas, and we're at the after party, and these two really big black guys come up to me, and they go, "Yeah, I wrote that song about your daddy." And I'm like, and Craig just ran away, literally ran away, my old bass player. And I go, yeah, he goes, man, my name's Jay-Z and this is Master P.
Oh, wow.
We love that song, we love that record, we love White Men in Black Suits. They started talking songs and stuff like that. So that song kind of just
hit a lot of people.
Yeah. And it kind of just bridged a lot of gaps.
Yeah.
Universal. Yeah. So I feel blessed to be a part of that.
That's a powerful song.
That's awesome. So, like, what is your process for, like, coming up with lyrics? Like, is it kind of off the cuff when you feel inspired, or do you go in the studio and you're like, I'm going to write a song?
I don't do that. I can't. I know cats who do that. And they're like, they'll walk into session time and really love your stuff, brother. I got 2 songs to do, I got a song to do. I got an idea. And like, I tried to do that. I write when I got something to say.
Yeah.
If I got something to say. But I do get into modes of it. I'm in a mode right now where I'm writing a lot. And I come up with ideas. And thank God, I don't use a lot of technology, but it's awesome with this because I push this button. Just go, try something in B that goes C, blah, 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 blah. Staccato, medium fast. Got this sound in my head. I'll even sing like, no one hears this, but it's just knows for me. Or how about a lyric about,
I wonder how many gems you have in there that no one's heard.
I've got about 147 from the last 5 months that I haven't listened back to. So
you know the exact number?
No, it says it.
Oh yeah.
It says it. So
awesome.
But the lyrics kind of remind me of the Beatles, like it's like full of relatable words that are good, like tell kind of a story, but it's not a different sound. But lyrically, kind of reminds me of the Beatles, like in a way.
Well, kind of in a way. And a lot of times I'll take words and I'll build a story. I'll just write like a little story, and then from that story, I'll write a song. Because I'm a writer.
What triggered I'll Buy You a New Life? Like, what was the thought process?
That was based on something that really happened. So before Everclear got sold, before we got signed,
before we sold
our souls,
just a little bit of it,
just like part of it,
just the black part,
just the tip.
Look, I'm gonna exploit you, Bill. Just a little bit. Just a tip.
I'm gonna rip your soul, just a little bit.
What girl
like
actually ever believed that? And one guy actually thought that's all I did. Anyway, we're living at the time in a really hardcore party protocol. The realness of it, I'm sure everybody in town fell in with that. You want to buy some meth? That's where you're at. Even though it's clean and sober, we're living like it's cheap. Me and my soon-to-be second wife, girlfriend, she was from Portland. And one of the things we used to do is we'd get my beat up old Nissan Sentra and put my daughter in her car seat, go to McDonald's, get her a Happy Meal, right? Then we drive up to the West Hills, which is the nicest. And we sit there in the beat the shit old car, looking at people's houses. I'm surprised we never got. I was
gonna say, yeah.
People are like, we're getting our house keys. We do I went to the back and looked back. The yard was there. And we just do what people do. A couple of different bands. Right?
Yeah.
So when we actually had success with our first big record, Sparkle and Cables. It's 30 years this year, 30th year anniversary. We're doing remastering stuff. When that happened, and I got the money, we bought a house up in Westville. And I got to tell you, it's a much different thing being on the outside looking in.
What's the difference?
It's not entitlement. You think it would be entitlement, right? Like I earned this, I got this. I mean, it's true, I did. I did earn it. I worked my ass off for years and years. People are like, oh, you're like an overnight success. I go, they played in bands and overnight success. But it's just a perspective that if you can retain what it felt like looking in on it, when you're looking out, it gives you a better view of what people, what you used to think people on the inside looking at felt. Because I didn't feel better, I didn't feel entitled, I didn't feel any of that. I felt the sense of, wow, this is cool. This is the end all be all.
You manifested.
You can have a nice big, I did manifest.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it wasn't the end of the road. There was a lot of times, bands back in the days, like, they wanted to get signed. Once they got signed, everything was going to be great. It's not.
It's the beginning of the job.
It starts. Yeah. We're in LA, like, the whole Sunset Strip mentality. That's when you get an engine for the car. To me. Like, putting out records on an indie label and doing all that and hustling. 5 guys in a minivan and touring. You're building up all this I don't know what to call it, all this knowledge and wisdom. Because wisdom is just learning from mistakes, right? Fall in, figuring out how to pick yourself up. But the main thing is being able to take all that when the label comes in, not just money and money, but they have expertise, they have marketing, radio. So I never wrote songs to be singles. I just wrote songs, and they go, "You think that's the thing?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a catchy way of communication, like I think, and I think your songs are like a catchy way of communication.
Well, I mean, I guess I think my company just being my age, I am really a communicator. I'm more of an outgoing person. I want to connect with you. I'm not the best.
Wow.
So I've worked in programs for 45, knock on wood, about a month's time.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome. I'm a recovered addict myself.
What's that?
I'm a recovered.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm almost 4 years off of fentanyl.
Great.
Let's just smoke a little weed sometimes.
You should do that.
Is Freddie your favorite band member?
No. No, but he's my favorite spirit animal.
He's your favorite one?
Spirit animal.
Oh, okay. He does have a good vibe. Oh, yeah?
That's what it should say.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even catch that. That's funny.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah.
What's how you guys plan for, do you have a ritual for stage or anything like that when you go out there? Like tonight, maybe, or whatever?
We eat a couple babies today.
We eat a couple babies right
Yeah, you got 2 good, yeah.
Get that out of the way.
We got babies on ice today.
Oh my god. Baby sickles.
Is adrenochrome delicious?
What's that?
Is adrenochrome delicious, or does that have an aftertaste?
It's like having a kid or being famous or having money. You gotta figure it out first.
Yeah.
It's special.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, like a sex with a Super Bowl. It's not acquired.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a rock star.
I have my moment.
What would you say, if you were to give advice to somebody, like watching right now, that wants to, manifest their dreams, coming from the bottom and trying to come all the way up, even if they're
struggling with addiction and mental health, like, what is your best advice to like overcome that and like, you know, be the person who you want to be and succeed?
Well, it's different. I'm a life coach, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Creative recovery. And one of the things we work on is really learning how to find humility, just like not being humiliated or like it's not a lesser thing, it's a thing of strength. Being able to look at yourself or anything and see it for how it is.
Yeah.
Right? So how you want it to be, or how you think other people want it to be, or how you think it should be.
Yeah.
And that's hard for us because we all grew up with television, you know, and moving and music experiences. The world runs hard sometimes for people, especially people with recovery issues.
Yeah.
The real world versus the real.
Right. The lens of delusion and like self-deprecation.
What we used to call looking through life, rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, it's developed that I know to see what it is, and try to see what you really want. You want to be rich and famous, or you really want to be able to make a living and live a decent life while doing what you love.
Right, be happy.
That's really what most people do. If they just want to start them in the fame, or they're going to be surprised if they get it. Because I've never met anyone who's been there, like way above us, but I had it for a little bit, so I understood it. It's like, it doesn't make me happy.
Right.
I've never seen the richest people I've known in my life are the most miserable.
Yeah.
In my experience, that's been my experience. Yeah.
It's like they're using it as a way to kind of get out of themselves. It's like a drug, you know what I mean? It's like they use it to overcompensate for like this lack of like self-love and like being okay with themselves. They need all this extra bullshit to feel okay, and it really doesn't actually fix the issue. You know?
Fame doesn't fill those holes.
Right.
And it doesn't. And if you've got those kind of issues, you've got a hole inside.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fill the
That's why I'm so broken and successful for the happiness. Yeah. That's why I'm so broken and successful for the happiness. I'm just trying to stay happy.
And you got a fuck of a beard.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I'll trade some hair off the top of your head for my beard. If you're gonna barter.
I'm not bald.
No, I know I am. I'll take the bald. Yeah. Well, you're 63 now, hair, mate.
Give me some of that.
Yeah, we'll trade.
What's a trip is I am a Greek man, half Greek, and my dad shaved from here.
Oh my God.
Twice a day, right?
Yeah.
When he was alive. And my brother, by the time he was 60, had a Greek guy, but he was blonde, blue-eyed, red beard like that, full-on red beard like a Viking. And I can't grow hair. I still look like a street person.
It's probably why you look young then. If you you probably look young as you're clean shaven. Like,
nah, it's white.
I wouldn't have guessed
No,
63.
This is more clean shaven. This is more younger. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. With the beard, you might look older.
I tried to, during COVID, grow a beard, mustache. My wife and my daughter in Puerto Rico, Daddy, you look like a non-house person.
Non-house person. Yeah. It's the most polite way to call somebody homeless.
That's the politically correct way.
It's the most polite way. What do you think about political correction?
I think it's good.
Think it's good?
I think it's good if it's what you want. If you're using political correctness, or what a lot of people are calling, well, if you push your agenda on other people, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Live your agenda. Be successful. People will look at how you live and want to emulate. So that's
awesome.
But at the same time, if people want to be politically correct and they don't give a fuck if you are or not, what do you care?
No, I love that answer. That's a great answer. You kind of cater to both sides, and I like that.
I'm not catering to anybody.
Well, I mean, versus like, not on purpose, but I mean, it's like rather than being divisive, I feel like the counter of that.
Nothing in this world is going to get older than what you're calling living. Perspective from living, from trying, failing, picking up, learning that nothing is 100% black. It's not.
Very true.
It's not. As you get older, learn to live and let live. That's how I want to live. That's how you want to live. can't get with the brother, I respect it, but I don't want to do fentanyl.
Yeah, right, that
No
part.
one in my life. Like, do you hang out with people who do fentanyl?
Oh, hell no.
Because you can't, right?
No, absolutely not.
You'll die.
100%.
Your spirit will die, then your body will die.
Yeah.
But one of them will die.
Absolutely.
So that's all it comes down to. Really have to come to a place of choices, of saying, I choose to do this, you choose to do that, and I accept that. As long as you're not trying to kill me,
Yeah, right.
or control me, that's what let me do my shit. You do your shit.
Freedom. What's your favorite part of being a rock star, Freddie?
Being a rock star, I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a rock star.
You think the 100,000 people watching you today would do it?
You know what the best thing about all of this is that I'm lucky enough to still be here.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing. And I get to do it with cool people, you know.
That is awesome.
We actually like each other.
I can tell by your energy. You're not faking it. Yeah, it seems like
we actually like
you
each
might be.
other. Everybody in the band is very cool and
We're all different.
Yeah.
But we're to a point. That's the thing about younger bands. They get into it and they all got one goal, right? They want success and they start getting success and they start processing it differently. I want this and this. And I always wanted a family but to play guitar in a rock band and sing. My daddy, when I was little, I didn't even want to sing. I started singing because I hated hearing fucking singers were pretentious, right? And I'm just like, just write some cool lyrics and a little cool melody and sing a song. And
That kind of sums your band. You do have good lyrics. I'm like a lyric guy, and you have really good lyrics.
Well, I think we're like singer-songwriter and a hard rock / punk rock.
Yeah.
That's what we are. And I'm cool with that. That's our niche.
Yeah.
Words are so powerful.
Yeah. Words are magic.
They really are. It's like casting, it is kind of casting spells. I mean, well, how do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like you're like casting spell, like not in a negative way, but like, you know, putting out like affirmations in a sense when you're making music?
Well, I like to look at our music, and a lot of people look at our lyrics and go, wow, man, they're really depressing. I go, yeah, but look at the whole picture.
Yeah.
There's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. It's like
Always.
alchemizing.
And it might be hard to see sometimes, but life to me is this. When you're younger, and you're using drugs and doing bad shit, it's like that. As you get older, it's like this.
Yeah.
It's all ups and downs. You know?
Yeah.
And that's all I ever really wanted to achieve. I'll play rock. And I got lost a few times. As an addictive personality, I'm addicted to everything we're talking about. I'm addicted to everything. Sex, people, power, anger, even shame. Because I've known shame my whole life. I've learned how to use that as a weapon. You know, I don't do that stuff now because I work in building, but it is magic.
Yeah.
You can take, I think songwriting is magic. When you take an idea and you can build something that's a real thing. You're holding a CD in your hand, you're holding money in your hand. It's a real thing. It can bring you things. But like you were saying before, I think affirmation and positivity is part of it. But even sometimes positivity is wrapped in lyrics that are not happy.
Right. It doesn't have to be all love and light, you know? Alchemizing it.
I think a lot of people get a lot of joy out of hearing art's lyrics because they're sad and they feel like, wow, somebody else feels
Gets
this
me,
way.
yeah. Someone understands where how I
That's
feel.
very,
Yeah.
very freeing thing to know that somebody else feels that way.
Yeah.
Or has gone through that.
Because isolation is the worst.
Worst.
It
That's
is.
where
Loneliness is one of the
all
most awful.
me and all my drunk brothers, you know, we're not drunk, we're drunks. We're sober. But, you know, when we isolate and we're not connected to our brotherhood, our fellowship, other people, that's where the bad things come.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure you've got to think that.
100%, yeah. Loneliness is, loneliness and the resentment, you know?
Resentment just pile up.
What's funny about your guys' sound though is like you'll cover a dark subject, but it sounds catchy and you want to sing along to it. It's like happy sound.
It's really alchemizing. It's alchemizing pain and trauma into art and music and
good feeling. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate that. What you're saying is like that, and the fact that I like a melody there.
Yeah.
I grew up with
It's catchy.
I'm older. I grew up with the Beatles.
Yeah, yeah.
It's catchy. Even some of the hardest shit that came out of the 60s, stuff, Jimi Hendrix, nothing.
Yeah.
Soul. There's swagger there. There's movement.
We have people like singing and dancing to like Heroin Girl and Father of Mine and stuff, and it's just catchy with a dark subjects, you know. It's like Sublime kind of like that too, like date rape or something. You're like people dancing to date rape, you know.
I know, totally.
It's like it's in the same kind of vibe. Yeah, like you covered some really psychologically dark things.
It's kind of like what comedians do.
Yeah, fair.
You know, it's like they cover like dark shit and they make it funny. Like, you know, they bring light to it, and that's really like what alchemy is.
And you seem like an updated version of the Beatles, like a '90s version of the Beatles almost, or whatever time frame. But because I'd say like the words and stuff are smart because you're talking to like how you talk to like a fourth grader so everyone can understand it. You're not trying to be like fake deep or something. You're like, I think intelligent people.
I'm talking to all the fourth graders within all.
Yeah, right.
That's what
our inner child.
But it seems like you're talking to people at a good level to where everyone can understand it instead of like using words people don't know to seem intelligent or something like that. I think very smart people communicate on that level.
It's just pretentious. You meet people like that in life who do that.
Yeah.
You can talk plainly, but talk about things that are a little bit more advanced and esoteric. Talk about it in a plain way.
Yeah.
And that's something, like songwriters, when I work with songwriters, I'm like, do you ever use that word in real life? Well, it rhymes with that. I go, get rid of it. Don't worry about rhyming, or figure some way out how you say it, how you would say it in life.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it special. It makes it real.
Wow.
This doesn't make it special, it makes it intense.
I agree.
Because you're using words that you normally wouldn't.
And if the audience doesn't understand it, you're not communicating with them, you're just talking at them.
Yeah, unless you're trying to sell records to, like, you know, philosophy professors. So what about maybe, you know, 3 or 400?
Yeah. Well, they don't have money, so maybe not.
That too.
That's a good point.
There's 3 or 400 of them, but they don't have a budget.
They get tenure. They get tweed jackets and houses.
Before we wrap up, do you guys have anything you want to plug? Is there like new music that you're curating or anything that you want to promote?
You can release one of those 500 songs on your phone?
147, I believe.
Oh, my bad.
5,000. So, Everclear, we hit our 30th anniversary in 1992, and this year is the 30th anniversary of our first big album, Sparkling Fate, which actually came out. What's the date today? It came out May 23rd, 1995. So it's almost exactly that. We're going to release a statement through press and stuff. I'm in the middle of doing a remaster and getting old tracks, like demos of a lot of the songs on Sparkling Fate and outtakes and stuff. And we're going to release that sometime before the tour. We're going to tour 30th anniversary of Sparkling Fate tour. We're going to play the whole album, and we're going to do it with Undead and other fan favorites. And we're going to tour Local H and Sponge. So
Great bands. Great bands, yeah.
What's up, y'all? It's Funny Man from Hollywood Undead, and we're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Oh yeah.
Well, you guys have done a lot of festivals and stuff. Like, what's the kind of feeling of like going out here in front of like potentially 200,000 people for all of them? What's the vibe on that like for you?
It's cool, man. I mean, we look forward to it. It's exciting for us and the fans, and you know, it's just a lot of energy coming from both sides. So I look forward to it. We've been playing festivals for years now. So I mean, it's not like it's nothing new, but it feels like it's always new.
Okay.
It just feels good, like to be out there on a stage. Cause like we just finished a 6-month tour. And we had a couple of festivals in between, and it's nice. It's fun.
You guys still get nervous?
No, I don't think so. Maybe some of the guys do. I don't. I get excited.
That's awesome.
You know? I let my excitement run through.
Yeah, the adrenaline gets pumping.
Yeah, it's fun. Pretty relaxed before shows. Just kick back.
Oh yeah.
Save it for when I get on stage. You know, just fun.
Nice.
Do you think wearing masks has like helped or messed with like people connecting to music?
I think both. You know, I mean, just because you would see like a lot of the creativity throughout fans making their own. or making ones similar to ours, or just like I said, they'll make
That's fucking cool.
You know,
So fans will wear
they'll
them?
bring their expression out on their mask. You know, maybe they'll write a song with it or something, a poem, or throw our lyrics on it. And yeah, so I think.
So you see a lot of your fans wear them too?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, especially when we used to wear them. You know, we haven't worn them on stage since 2016.
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
didn't
I
know
mean, we did do it just for like, you know, because we had this song Hollywood Forever that was like, hey, homage to the fans and like our lives and everything.
Yeah.
You know, just a big fucking thank you
Aw.
to the fans. But also we made masks to go with it, you know, just to like show that like, hey, we're still here. This is really, you know, what we're about. This is, you know, our song to you guys, including the fans. You know.
Okay, that's cool, man. So what made you guys not do it anymore?
Got
tired of it, or?
No, I mean, not so much tired of it. It just, you can see that it holds back a lot of, you know, it would hold back a lot of like more, you know, progress in the band, like certain areas of radio, whatever it is. I mean, we always stay true to our music. It's just like, hey, let's ditch these masks for a while. Kind of just
Is
like
it harder for them, for like your fans to connect with you when you don't wear the mask, or?
I mean, there's probably just a few people upset about it, but really they're there for the music.
People were actually people upset.
Yeah, because it's like something that they.
Like, who the fuck are you?
Well, it
dude?
was like a plus to like the music for that.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, but it's like once we drop the mask, it's
Yeah.
like it's not like we lost a band. We haven't kicked anybody out. So I don't know. I don't know. I think some people were upset, but it's like they're there for the music.
Yeah, right.
But the masks are cool. We still have them around. Like we put them on merch and like stuff like that. So.
Is it kind of like part of a persona, or
Yeah.
do you guys like almost create like a separate like alter like persona?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're each member would do their own kind of thing with their inspiration, who they are, what they're expressing. Yeah, I mean, if you look at each one individually, everybody's got their own thing, whether it's like some tattoos, like mimic onto the mask, or something about heritage, or whatever.
That's awesome.
What's the craziest gift a fans give you guys? Or you personally?
Someone just gave me this right now.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Because they know I like dice, and I like all the dice.
Oh.
But they saw you walking around and gave it to you?
It was a friend.
Oh, okay.
Craziest gift? I mean, we get a lot of gifts. My favorite is the drawings. The drawings.
That takes talent,
draw
time.
portraits.
Yeah.
Some of them are so fucking awesome, and some of them are so bad. No offense. I love every piece of art. I keep I keep everything because like nothing's perfect, especially with art. Like you can't be perfect in art. Because if you're trying to be perfect, you ain't going nowhere with that shit. You know, it's just how you express yourself and how you put yourself to that fit and pad.
I love that.
But I think the funniest when we got this run was someone gave us like one of our guys who wrote the song "Everywhere I Go." It was about his weenie, and this girl gave him like a stress ball, but it was like a meter. Wow! And he's like, "I can't believe this is my fucking legacy. Like, this is it. Like, fucking meter."
That's funny as shit, dude. That's actually funny as shit.
But so we get like this candy, Braves called candy, the bracelets. So we get fans give us a lot of those, And so we've just been like putting them on the wiener.
That's amazing! Oh my god!
Thing. So you just see like a stack of bracelets.
It's like a bunch of cock rings.
Yeah, it's like a wiener with a cock. Yeah, exactly. Cock candy.
Cock candy.
That's awesome. So I heard through the grapevine that you like to gamble. That you might actually have some mutual friends. Are you familiar with Doug?
Doug.
He has like after-hour parties.
No. Oh yeah, we actually used to go to his.
Yeah. I mentioned that I was interviewing you guys, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh yeah, what's up,
Doug?
Doug?
Yeah. I've known him for about 10 years. So
yeah,
I thought that was pretty
used to go to Doug's house a lot.
Yeah.
The first time I went there, I was like 16.
Oh my god!
Probably shouldn't say that on here.
Oh my god!
He didn't know. I was 18, like falling in love with girls in their 20s.
Yeah, totally.
Thinking I'm like, I might make out with a girl. I might lose my virginity tonight. And he's like the first time I made that coke or something.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like spilling the beans. Coca-Cola, that was my first sip.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was fun. Yeah, those are good times. That always comes up, like Doug's house. Like
His house
we
is
talked about it
legendary, dude.
recently. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
When you go back to like 2008, what'd you tell yourself? Like warn yourself or any advice you give yourself as far as like what you do and stuff?
Don't blow all your signing bonus.
What'd you blow it on though?
Just partying, man.
Like strippers.
How much was your signing bonus?
I don't remember. I remember I ran through it so fast in a year.
What's the first thing you bought? Like big purchase? What?
Probably, I don't know. What did I buy?
Like an 8-ball.
Probably like I don't know. Probably something.
Probably something.
Something, you know, like I think I bought like an old Cadillac or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was still like, that was like my dailies and stuff.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
And I had a cousin who was like trying to tell me, like, dude, let's invest this money as a property. And I was like, nah. And then I regret that.
Should've listened.
I listened later in life, and now I'm like,
You gotta live and learn.
yeah, I did. I don't regret it, but if he's asking, fucking utilize your money. Don't just fucking spend it.
Okay. Yeah, you were young when you like that happened.
I was 18 to 19 years old.
Nobody's gonna do well at 18 with much money.
Yeah, I was a kid.
Yeah.
I still am a kid within the rest of the group. So.
Okay.
What's the biggest like misconception about Hollywood that you said?
I don't, dude. It's funny. We've been talking about that. Like these few tours that we've been doing, like promoters or like other crews of like tour managers of other bands are like weary of us because of our reputation of like partying too hard or causing trouble, which partying always gets in trouble. But,
isn't that what music is supposed to be though?
yeah, I mean it's just funny because it's like, hey, dude, like we just follow the rules of rock and roll. We're not trying to like upset anybody, but I think that's a big misconception because we're all like genuine, really nice dudes.
You seem authentic.
We talk to everybody. We talk to all the hands. We talk to all security. Throughout the days, and like by the end of the day, we're like giving hugs and knowing their names, and just like I don't know. It's just people think that we're just like a bunch of wild party animals, like we're a bunch of boogers from fucking Prevention of Birds or some shit. And it's just like, no, man, we're just real folk, man. That's all.
Just like people, man.
Yeah, we're just real folk. That's all. Yeah.
What do you think was like the moment that kind of got you into music, that inspired you to kind of get into a band and start to become like rock stars and stuff?
I mean, I've always been around and played music and like, but
You grew up playing music?
I did growing up a little bit, but I I wanted to play sports, so I played sports for a while. And Charlie Scene, we grew up together. We know each other since we were like 11 years old. And he was always playing music and rapping all the time. And then once I was hanging out with him, like try to freestyle like him and get into that more, and like got involved with music more, following him and his band around, and Johnny D's and J-Dog's bands around when we were kids and stuff. And then I was around them so much that like when Hollywood Undead started up, J-Dog called me and was like, hey, I want you to come and do a verse on this song. And next thing you know, I'm with this band. But it was like right out of high school. It was like kind of during high school a little bit, and then right out of high school.
You said 19, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was like 17. Like I was a kid when I met Charlie, and then I was like 16 when I met Jordan or Johnny and J-Dog. Yeah. I mean, it just like all.
What sports did you play?
I played football in high school.
What position?
I was a receiver and I played some tight end.
Are you fast?
I was fast.
You seem fast,
but I could catch a ball.
Okay.
I was really, I was like fucking like Terrell Owens or Antonio Brown, like Randy Moss, and I looked up to like Randy Moss a lot, and like fighting Tim Brown and Jerry Rice and stuff. I was a big Raider. I was a big Raider.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was messing with you.
But yeah, I mean, we grew up like playing basketball, we skateboard, like we still do all these things.
You call me Vegas? Like you're a Vegas Raiders right now?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, always. Yeah. Now it's like I'm all zen now. I'm a yogi, dude.
You seem chilled out. Yeah, I love that.
I like spent the last 2 days here at a yoga studio down in 3 miles from the hotel here in Dayton. They're called Renew Yoga. Like was nice.
You seem relaxed, though. You seem
Yeah,
relaxed.
it was a good class. Like, it, a lot of meditation. So.
Are you into like spirituality?
I'm not too woo-woo, but I get into it a little bit. I like. I don't know. I've never been able to meditate, so I like practicing yoga for the last few years now. So,
Yeah.
It's something I could never sit down and do.
Yeah. Do you have ADHD?
Yeah, I'm pretty wild.
I feel like, well, him and I are both, it's pretty ADHD. It's like, my mind won't shut the fuck up, dude. It's like, just constant thoughts, you know?
Yeah.
What's
I read
Yeah.
something in this book today about like our minds are like radio stations. They're always on and thinking. So it's something that you should always practice to turn that off.
Yeah.
And allow your thoughts to just be free. And just kind of like.
How do you do that?
Just sit there. You just gotta sit there and think. Or no, sit there and not think.
I feel like when I do that,
A lot of it.
I don't know how to. I wish I could.
Does
If
yoga
you
help
can practice, like if you can listen
breathing?
to your breathing, like listen to the sound of your breath,
Okay.
breathing in and out.
Focus on
Inhale
something
and
that's
exhale.
like,
Just focus on that. That'll help you clear your thoughts and just push it out because then you're just feeling that. Like today, I was sitting there breathing and thinking, and just allowed myself to like be in a river and just like, because like the way I look at it is like you want to love, you want to give love to people, but sometimes it's like water and oil, or it just doesn't sit. They don't, they clash. But if you throw yourself in a river, you're flowing with love constantly, and you're just moving and moving and going. And, and if you can keep that good like attitude, just keeping like good gratitude towards people, like setting intentions of like just
That's the goal.
yeah, just setting good intentions, man. Like that's all.
I'm not
it
good
is.
at it. That's my goal.
It's not easy, dude. It's hard.
So,
man. It took me a long time.
I was naturally an asshole. I wish I had that. I wish I had the kind of thing. Like I wish I could be more grateful for my house life.
Right.
And it's cool hearing that from a rock star. Like gratitude from somebody who has a lot. I think it's cool to hear that.
Yeah, man. Showing gratitude means a lot. Empathy and compassion, man.
Do you have anything you would tell your fans they may not know like about you or your band that you kind of want to get out there and more stuff?
I'm a father of two. I'm a yogi.
that's awesome.
And I work every day showing gratitude with empathy and compassion.
I think it's the goal of being alive.
Yeah.
I really think that's one of my personal goals too.
We gotta go. I got more to do.
You gonna throw anything out before we get out there?
Just look out for us the rest of the year. We got some big stuff coming up, touring, music, got it all. All right.
Well, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for
Thank you guys.
Thanks for going back.
Yeah. And also, that's it. Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
What's up, good people? This is Jesse Beach from Killswitch Engage, and you're watching the Anthony Rogers Show. Let's get it.
So, Killswitch helped define metalcore, right? So, what? How do you view the genre compared to from now to when you started?
As far as the genre, I'm confused about the genre because I think it's turned into such a broad term that includes so many bands that sound so different. I feel like we need a subgenre, the subgenre. That's how I feel about metalcore.
It's kind of like being like grunge in the 90s. So like, oh, you're grunge, so that's a package. One size fits all package.
So I think we got songs that fit just straight metal. We got thrash stuff. We got hardcore stuff. We got rock stuff. We got pop rock stuff. We got all of it. So as far as what metalcore is, I'm confused. I don't know. I guess people tell me.
That's hilarious. No, I believe you. It's funny. What's your thought process doing such a huge festival like this, like going out there tonight and stuff? What's your thought process?
I think it's on the top of our minds that people are here to have fun. So festivals, especially bigger ones like this, you kind of just go in like, let's go have fun and make people have fun.
Yeah, totally.
The message is there. You take it very seriously, but if you come to a headline show, we know those people are there for us. There's a bunch of people out there who are not here just for us. They're here to see Green Day or whatever. So put on the best show you can, but make sure people are having fun. I think that's the problem.
What do you think the best band on the bill is?
That's a tough one.
There's 150 of them.
There's a lot of bands. Not really good big legends.
I'm going to give, people are going to be surprised by this, but I'm going to give a huge shout out to Bush.
Okay.
Bush put out an album, I think it was 2020, called The Kingdom. That album to me is flawless. I think Gavin just put out something that was, to me, fresh. And I know people are like, what, Bush? Like, I love Bush. I think
Gavin's a great singer, great vocalist, he's creative. He doesn't do the bluesy rock thing, he does whatever Bush is. And shout out to Bush, man. And Lit, I love the Lit boys. Those guys are talk about a fun band live. Lit, and August Burns Red, those are my homies. Kubla Khan, those are the homies. Like so many homies today. It's hard. I don't even know who else is playing. I literally just woke up.
There's other bands.
Yeah. I know. And then Green Day, they're legends, dude. Come on. You can't hate on Green Day. They're legends.
What's your overall message for them? Think about writing a song or like just your music in general. Like, is there a specific message or like energy that you're trying to portray to the listeners?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. I think first and foremost, I'm trying to put out love.
Yeah.
I think love is the best weapon to combat where we are in this world and how this world is. And then also individual thought, like thinking for yourself and realizing that you have so much more power than you realize. I think where we're living in society, especially right now, there's such a suppression of independent thought. People want to go this way or that way. You have to agree with this. You have to disagree with that. I say no. Stand on your own 2 feet. Think for yourself. And be a good person. That's kind of the whole vibe.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, especially in a society where people are brainwashed to just, blindly believe or follow rules that don't even make any fucking sense. Like, as a kid, I was such an anarchist. Like, I would always question the, authority figures, and I would get in trouble for it. But now I look back and I'm like, I'm glad I questioned authority because a lot of the things I was being told, like we were just joking about how we struggled in school. Like I didn't graduate high school, I had to get my GED. But that didn't prevent me from being successful. Like that didn't put me in a box. Like I would be told or made to believe that it would. If anything, I felt like it made me more successful because I didn't go to college. I didn't follow the normal way of life. I did my own thing, carved my own path, and I'm grateful for that. So
I think what you
I love
just said
that.
is very accurate. I completely agree with you. 100%. That's awesome.
What's like a powerful fan moment that's happened kind of like threw you back or like was kind of just intense for you?
So we've been doing these meet and greets, and there's a lot of them that just get intense. People I can see their body language when they're walking towards me. They're ready to collapse.
Aww.
Because they just feel so strongly about the music and the lyrics.
Yeah.
For all of us, it's such an honor, and it's hard to take some of these stories on. But for me, it's all about like when I hear people are using our music to help them survive, to overcome addiction, abuse. That to me is as difficult as it is to take on because I'm fairly sensitive dude. It gives me a sense of purpose far greater than just being in a rock band and playing shows. There's a calling there. It's something that drives me because I know when I'm up there putting my energy out, it's being received. And those people just want to give it back. So when we do those meet and greets, when you get that energy back, that is profound. It's profound.
I can totally relate to that. I remember covered Mental Dental Abbey, and I was really bummed to hear that Alice in Chains was going to be here because that band helped me get through some of the darkest days of my addiction. Feeling like there was someone out there that understood what I was going through and expressing it in art. It helped me get through moments where I wanted to die. You know what I mean? And music is so important in my life for that exact reason. So that's really awesome that you were able to actually meet the people whose lives you touch. That's really cool.
Yeah, you mentioned Alice in Chains and his side project, Lane's side project, Mad Season. There's a couple songs off that like you talk about addiction. And it's wild too because people always talk about like how sad music shouldn't make you feel better, but it does because you can relate to this person's struggle. And I think it's important for artists to put their shit out there. This song I got tattooed on me because it meant so much to me. And our fans have this same tattoo. I've seen it in so many places. It's such the only word I can think of is profound blessing that I get to be part of someone's healing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It is cool.
It's beautiful. It's alchemy at its finest,
I like that.
Alchemizing dark pain and trauma into art.
I feel like that's why a lot of us got into this kind of music, whether it be punk, hardcore, metal, or death metal, or whatever. You found your tribe. And you're like, oh, I'm not like those people. I don't really get what's going on there. But you guys, you're crazy just like me.
You're crazy.
Let's hang
You're fucked
out.
up and crazy and
that happened to me, like, 14 years old, I found my little tribe.
Yeah.
Probably about 10 kids in my school. And I'm alive because of that.
Yeah.
They saved music, punk rock, my friends saved me at that age.
That's awesome.
And we're still here
Yeah.
doing this. It's crazy.
Do you write songs more for yourself or like for how you perceive the fans?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't consider it the fans, but it tends to be very personal, or my view of the world. If I'm tapped out with the energy that I'm feeling, all I gotta do is pay attention to what's going on in the world, and that's why you get Killswitch songs that are about personal stuff and spirituality, then you get stuff that's pretty political if you're paying attention to what I'm saying. I'm very think for yourself, the system's corrupt kind of guy too. So I think it's important to engage in that. But I know for a fact that people are going to get the message. So I consider it in my mind thinking, oh, that part would be cool for people to sing along to. I think strengthen the mind. I've seen Rock Bottom, I smashed my fist in his head. The moment I wrote that, I'm like, I want people to like sing that back. Yeah. It's a good line.
It's so powerful.
Yeah. You're taking them and it's just one sentence, that could just make a song and have people sing along. And you get the chills, you're like, oh yeah, that part. That's one of my favorites. I do live for it, you're right. I think we all do, that's why we're here.
Which song would you use to like with somebody who's like, I don't like metal or I've never listened to metal or something? What's one of your songs that you just show them?
Probably I Believe, just because we cracked the top 10 on Active Rock Radio with that bad boy, which is the first time in this band's history we've done that. So if you can put out a song that goes outside of your genre and brings in people who would normally listen to you, that's a great thing. But I would say that song, and follow it up with a song like Fall of Us, which is on our new record, which is borderline death metal. That's who we are. We can write a song that's gonna hit rock radio. We can write a song that has blast beats and aggressiveness. I think that's the beauty of kind of what we do with Killswitch. It's for everybody.
That's awesome.
Hopefully.
Would you have anything you would say to people who may not brought up or anything before we got it?
Yeah, I'll say it again. Think for yourself. Don't trust the government. They don't have your best interest in mind. And that doesn't matter who is the president or prime minister. Think for yourself. Do some actual research. Stop listening to people in your close circle that are saying the same thing. Talk to people who have opposing views. Find some compassion and lead yourself every single day with love in your heart. And try to be compassionate and just do good things for people. The world's a better place when you just put all your bullshit aside and try to serve people in whatever capacity you can. I think it's so important, and you'd be surprised how good you'll feel when you're doing stuff for others.
That's a really beautiful message. Thank you.
That's good, man.
That was awesome.
It's my I have a platform I have to use.
Totally. Influence the masses.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
They never go backwards, be great, to be honest.
Can we get a picture? Well, thank you so much, Fox.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Awesome.
Thank y'all for doing that.
Thank you so much
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. If
Appreciate
you ever want
it.
to come back on the show virtually, this is my. You take your shits off, Chris. Thanks, appreciate
Hey, it's nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Well, thank you guys for being awesome and
Yeah, man.
changing the world
So
of
much.
music and
Appreciate
all that.
it. It was a pleasure.
You ever get fun again? Big fan.
Just pause and take a picture.
Thank you guys for hosting us on your show.
Yeah, thanks for going back to the career and being on the show. Thanks for the charity work. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys.
Well, thank you guys again. I appreciate it, man. Like, it's cool. You guys are legends. Yeah, man.
Person.
Yeah. Guys are absolute legends. I appreciate it.
Oh, we gotta go. I got more to do.
You gotta throw anything out
Is there
before
anything
we
you want to
Just look out for us the rest of the year. We got some big stuff coming up, touring, music, got it all. All right.
Well, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for
you guys.
Thanks for going back.
Yeah. And also, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you guys. You're legends. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
If you on the show.